say if your fella then come back and he's crying, and you're like, "Where you cry? What's up, babe? What's up?" And he say, "I've just got the sack."
I'd feel for him.
Really?
Yeah. But not if Liverpool lost. I'd be like, you better fix up real quick.
No, you know what? Why are you being Liverpool into it forwards? Are we live?
We are live, so we've got all of the scratching of the noses and
you. Next, your nose. All right, so good. All right, so I'm just gonna say first things first. I'm honoured and I'm actually privileged, right, on the real, because you used to never dress like this for goodies. I swear I saw tracksuit top. I swear I saw do-rag in that thing. So yeah.
No do-rags.
The afro kind lodged in the side of my head.
That's right. I swear halfway through that interview you was doing that shit.
Possibility.
Yeah, but yeah, you got your drinks there. So I just want to say thank you for inviting me to take over No Bravado. So cheers to you, lovely young ladies.
Well, we were scared, so we thought we'd let you take over.
You have no reason to be scared. I was expecting 3, but there is 2. What happened to your other young lady?
You know what? Emma was always meant to be our producer. Yeah. So she gets the shows together, gets the topics together, coordinates everything. And like even during this live, she'll be watching, she'll be sending me the comments in case I missed them. And she was always meant to be the producer. She never really wanted to be on camera. And
someone owes council tax. Go on.
I can't with you. So she came on for a couple of episodes because I kept badgering her. Because she's got a wicked perspective, like one of the deepest, realest people you'll meet. But she's like, it's difficult for me to produce the show and be on the show. Yeah. So I had to accept
and you know what? I will say on the back of that, that is a sign of a good team player, and that's a sign of somebody who will go far in business because they know the roles.
Yeah.
And you find sometimes a lot of people, unfortunately, they want to play in front of the camera, but also want to be behind the camera, and you can't necessarily do 2 because you're splitting your talents, so to speak.
Yeah.
Hashtag sound system, Sandman.
Listen,
if it was be a Max man and a DJ, and then Maria was mate, just do one of the 2. You have a Max man or your DJ. We want to. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I'm just and I want to say it's a takeover. I just think more you just offering me the platform to talk to you young ladies, because I know I've spoken to Trish before on my platform, my up close and personal Wednesdays.
Yeah,
I had the pleasure. I had the pleasure of having to talk about on Fridays, which I think you asked me on live on air, didn't you? So I couldn't really say no. Tricia.
Yeah, that's the trick. I asked you on the last live when you was calling us Entrapment Twins, and
I do want you. I hope you guys weren't offended by that, because it was from when I logged on with our mutual friend. It did come across very entrapment, and I was watching Natalie's body language throughout that segment of some of the questioning. So I think I'm going to ask you that on the real. You seem to. I don't think I've ever met you before.
No.
Zinia. So yeah, nice meeting you. Nice meeting you virtually. And April the 12th, I can see you probably properly in the room 6 in a beer garden somewhere. You seemed very. When the questions were being asked to Goodgroove, very interested, not just so much about Goodgroove, but trying to get the essence behind why men do certain things. So
yeah.
I wanted to ask you first that, have you been hurt?
Yeah.
All right. And would you say that hurt, you have totally let go of it? And that's not being personal. When I say
No.
so, would you say that?
Don't know what you want from me now. That's basically.
Well, then you're clearly carrying feelings for the brother still, right?
No. Do you know what? It's I think sometimes if you've been in something for a long time,
Yeah.
under a certain illusion, I would say, where you know what it is, but obviously emotion comes into it. When you come out of your emotion and you're looking at things logically, instead, I think that's when you're like, rah, you kind of get more clear. So I can have these conversations when I was still in emotion, I couldn't have those conversations. It was too hurtful to even think about. But I can talk about it all day. No, it doesn't make me feel like, oh my gosh, or it doesn't hurt my feelings now. Whereas before, I'm an avoidance person. If something hurts me, I avoid it, or I don't want to talk about it. But the more I can talk about something, the more I'm past that place.
I had a show on yesterday on Monday, and I was talking to an intimacy coach. And it was her name, and I big her up. Her name is, if you get a chance, I get to come on your show. Her name is Duchess Iffy, yeah?
Right.
And she was talking from intimacy from all different directions. And one of the things she mentioned in the show, that she came out of a relationship and a long marriage, and then she felt very restricted, and she felt very closed in, and she's got to discover herself as what she wants as a person, and actually through those emotions as feeling gullible, feeling stupid, and then she mentioned something about when she left, she understood her husband more. So she understood why he possibly did certain things. So the question I'm going to ask you both is that when you've come out of a long-term relationship and then you realize, okay, then was this the reason? Was I partly to blame? Could, even though we're talking if children, because there's children involved, could we possibly reconnect and try to understand each other so there's no animosity there? Do you think that's something that you both are capable of? I know Tricia hasn't got children, but as in a long-term relationships where something goes bad, you break up, but that time apart, you say, you know what, you think you still got feelings for this person. Could you both get back with that individual?
Depends on why we broke up.
Depends on why we broke up. Yeah, for the situation I'm talking about now, no.
No, not so much now. So you couldn't get back with somebody if they've committed adultery?
No, I've done it. I've done it. So I've done it and it doesn't work for me. It's torture. I wouldn't do it again.
But see, this is the thing. So I would say sometimes, because I believe you can. And
I think you can. Some people can.
But you need, sometimes people get back prematurely.
Yeah.
But the individuals need to deal with their own headspace and emotional space for that to happen. You follow me?
Yeah.
So you both said, what about you, Trish? You both said very quickly, no, you can't. Natalie, you said both, no, you can't do it, and you wouldn't do it now. So even if the prospective guy, I'm saying using guys right now, he's showing his sorrow, he's expressing it to himself, expressing to you, look, I know what I've done. Is it that classic case of if actions speak louder than words? Is there a possibility of you could rectify it? Has there got to be the Boris Johnson 4-month plan to go back into the house?
Go on, Trish.
No, but he was asking you the question. It's
I'm
about.
asking both. I don't want to just do that now.
I'm here trying to sort out something.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, what was the question? But could I? It depends. Like I said, for adultery, it's difficult for me because I'm loyal and trusting. So, and I've been in a situation where I've dated an insecure person that every time someone talks to you, they think, well, who's that? And I never, I don't want to be that insecure woman that gives her man problems every time he moves. So if he says he's going down the road or he's going to go out with the boys or whatever, go and do your thing. But then if that trust is broken, it's difficult for me to get past that. But it's different. But I've had situations where I've broken up with someone maybe because they've cheated, but then to say that it's just them that had toxic, or it was just their fault, that it's not. Everyone's got their own faults, and there's definitely things that I could have done in relationships a lot better. And hindsight's a great thing, you know what I mean? But regardless of some of the things I could have done better, breaking my trust, I don't do. I'm very loyal. So if I can keep my loyalty to you in that way, I've asked, the last guy I dated, I said to him, if it ever gets to a point where you feel that you want to step out, let me know. But he chose not to anyway. Do you know what I mean? So
when I love this. When women say that to men,
that's right.
Have you ever said that to a man, Natalie? If you feel to go out and do your thing, let me know.
I said, if you feel to go around and do your thing, then F off and do it.
But you never said to them, tell me up front first. So have you ever?
No. If you feel like you need to do that, then just go. Has been my thing. Yeah.
So this is the stuff, because when
I say let me know, that's what I mean. That we're breaking up.
Yeah.
If you're getting to the stage where you want to sleep with other women, then something's
Bound.
wrong. So
wouldn't you want to know the reason why? If I came to either you two and I said, look, like I've been getting urges, or I've been chatting to somebody, I've really got on. Wouldn't you want to know the reason why? If there's like something with that person, and he's come to you and he's said to you, this is how I'm feeling. I'm not saying I'm going to step out, but this is how I'm feeling. Wouldn't you want to have that conversation? Or once he says it, so if I say to you, look, we've been seeing each other for like 2 years, and then by that 2 years, the relationship should be leveled. You should be at a comfortable space. You know what I mean? Obviously, the honeymoon period is died down a bit. You know what I mean? Now you're trying to really find each other. So in any relationship, a spark or spice needs to continue. So if he says, look, I'm not feeling this spark, and I'm looking, like things are catching my eye, I'm going to talk about why the spark ain't happening. Isn't that a conversation that you would like to broaden?
It's a conversation that I've had. It's a conversation that I've had. Like I said, there's ups and downs in any relationship. And I don't want to go into what happened specifically personally.
Yeah, no.
But there was a multitude of reasons why the spark had kind of died between us. Not just his fault, not just my fault, but we had conversations, but it still didn't stop him from cheating. Even though I took on board what he was saying, because I never want to be that girl that, in this group, there is sometimes I think the men and the women come together fantastically. And then there's other times you can see such a clear divide. And one of the things that the men say is that they don't think we take responsibility for things. They think we put things on them all the time, but we just walk on water and we never take any responsibility. And I never want to be that girl. And if I'm 100% honest, I think self-reflection and being able to take responsibility for my part in things and my actions probably only occurred over the last 15 years. I'm 46.
You look good for it.
Sorry?
You look good for it.
Thank you. But my point is the real self-growth and reflection and digging deep, about 15 years ago. So do you know what I mean? So prior to that, I don't think I was that great at taking responsibility.
I've had this said to me before. Do you think that as a woman, if in the roles are reversed and a woman says to a man, "Look, I'm not feeling this and it's catching my eye," would either of these ladies have that conversation with your partner?
Yeah.
How would you like him to react towards that?
I think ego would definitely come into it. And the kind of thing of, well, that's what you're going to do then, but know what you're doing. I think it would be that kind of conversation more as to why do you feel like you need to do that? I can't really see anyone, like, I can't really see many guys, I can't say any, because I don't know every guy on the planet, but I can't really see many guys trying to sit down and reason with you. I think their ego would be bruised, and so the immediate conversation would be a result of that kind of bruised ego, more of like, okay, well, why do you feel like that? Where are you coming from? You know, where does this come from? What can I do? I can't see many men taking that route, especially initially. I don't think it would be received very well at all. I've
had that said to me, growing up. I've had it said to me, and it was something which, yes, ego was bruised. Well, it wasn't bruised. It was was probably 3-pointed, but then I had to take time out because I did really check for her, and then find out the reasons. But after then I found out that, you know what, from she said that, it doesn't matter how many times I try to rectify that issue, her mind is made up. So is it if a woman is said that to a man, is her mind made up, or is she saying it to try and salvage the relationship? If you say to a guy, listen, I'm not saying that guys are coming up to me and I'm thinking about bedding them, but I'm having conversations with guys, like guys are just chatting to me. Are you saying it to your partner because you want him to fix up, or you saying it because, you know what, I'm done in it. I'm done at it.
If I'm coming towards the end of a relationship, like I said, I'm very loyal. So if I'm in a relationship with someone that I love, 9 times out of 10 it's tunnel vision. I can't really see. And guys approach me all the time. But if I'm with someone, I'm with someone. And if it's getting to the stage where it hasn't, I don't know how to explain it. I mean, like, if it gets to the stage where you're looking elsewhere, the relationship's going to be finished in 2 weeks anyway. That's how it, do you know what I mean? Like, there's never been a guy that's come and ended a relationship for me, or Wandering Eyes that's ended a relationship for me. The relationship's run its natural course, or I was immature, or the person was immature, or, you know, one of the things that I think, I speak for myself, that I used to throw out is that there's males have commitment issues, but actually so do you. So it was me trying to figure out, you know, there's different reasons why relationships have ended for me, but Wandering Eyes has never been one of them. So I guess that's why I find it difficult to get my head around, because as Warren said, for men, they just shut off its sex. For females, well, for me, it's not that.
Yeah, I disagree partly with Warren's terminology. It's just sex. It can start off as that. Do you think that the more, as from a male point of view, do you think that, yeah, we are physical, but feelings can get involved? Is that one of the things, the biggest issue? Because if it's just physical, we can just go to a hooker or go to a prostitute or something and do the thing. But it doesn't always end up just like that. You understand?
If I'm like Tricia, if I'm getting to the point where I'm even talking about looking at someone else or thinking about someone else, I've switched off. I've already switched off. Like it's a wrap. So I don't know if I'd have that convo. It would probably be the end.
And this is where I'm going, because from you open, I had to accept that. From she opened her mouth, and I did check for her, I had to really say to myself, I'm fighting a losing battle. I've got to accept this. Yeah. My question was to her, like months later, yeah, was from the moment, because if you told me on a Friday, you thought about that for Monday. So shouldn't you have told me you should have told me from the off. You said, I'm not, before you even comes out of your mouth, your emotions are changing. Should it have been addressed there? What's that gap? What are you waiting for? Are you looking for the man to hang himself, or are you just, because the more times you're not addressing it, why am I feeling towards this guy this way? And the more times you're not addressing it, in your head, you are creating more, I shouldn't be with this guy. You're putting more doubt to yourself. Where if the shift changes, you should address it from the off. You know what I mean? So you know that you're driving the car and the petrol's running down. Yeah, but you from you drive, put the foot on the accelerator, and you know the petrol's going to go down. You don't just like wait to get back down to E and say, you know, I need to fill this thing up. You need to address. So don't you think as women, you should do that?
But that's the whole point.
That's what she's doing.
That's what we do.
What,
it depends on what you. I guess you don't know me that well, but I'm one of these people. My expression show on my face. You know what I'm thinking before I open my mouth. Let alone being in a whole situationship and I've not expressed that I'm annoyed or I'm upset or that something's wrong. I'm one of these people that can't hold it in. I have to set it straight, and then once I've done that, it's up to you if you listen or hear what it is that I'm saying. But if I'm saying the same thing repeatedly and you're not hearing it, it's because you don't want to.
So then it comes to the point of a man who loves you is an emotional man, a needy man, a turn-off. Does it become a turn-off? It
depends on how he manifests those emotions, I think. What is a needy man? I don't even know.
That guy, so you've told him you're not feeling, guys are talking to you, you're not entertaining it, but that you are, when we first got together, he wasn't even, but you've told him how you feel now. And this guy now is visibly upset, his ego's hurt, and he's pleading, for that time you're both in the house, he's waiting on your hand and foot, he's offering you stuff. Does that become, can you see, oh, this guy's really trying and I've really hurt this guy, let me see, or is that become a turn off?
I think as well, I think as well, it depends on how, if we be honest as women, or if I'm honest for myself, if I'm proper not feeling him anymore, then it's a turn off. Because if I've said it because I'm not feeling you anymore and I just don't have those emotions for you, it's a turn off. Like, it can actually make you physically feel sick.
Go on,
to the point where you think, oh, later.
No,
if there is something still there, and I don't know. But if you're not interested anymore, if you've got to that point where you switched off, there ain't really nothing man can do to switch it back on like that. So yeah, if you have got to that point where you switched off and you're not feeling it, if he's doing all them kissy things, it's gonna just be a complete turn off for me.
So you come home from work, there's petals on the floor, there's a bunch of flowers, I love you, don't do this, don't break the family.
No, please.
And I'm a whole energy thing believer as well. Like, it just depends on what energy he's coming off with that in. If it is, you'll feel if it's genuine or not. And sometimes people can just pull out all of the stops when they think they're losing you and then get complacent again. So if someone was they genuinely didn't want to break up and didn't want to break up the family, and I felt that, then it would mean something to me. If I was switched off from the guy and I didn't think he was genuine anyway, then it probably wouldn't mean to me.
Because then, as a man, you have to accept it, because women have literally, you have turned off, and he has to go away between the legs or not. So when it's the shoe on the other foot, because women can't accept it.
Say that again.
When the shoe's on the other foot, if the man says, "I'm not feeling this no more," and it
depends on the woman, because, like I said, I would prefer that. So I prefer you to say, "You've gained weight." It's harsh. I'd probably cry. I'd probably cut out the carbs and try and, lose the weight, but not necessarily for him, for me. But if it depends, if he said to me, if I really loved him and he said to me, "You've gained weight and I love you, but it ain't attractive," I'd be annoyed, I'd be hurt. But at some point you're going to have to say, if you don't like your belly touching your thighs, why should he? Do you know what I mean? At some point you're going to have to compromise. But if he just, I don't know, if he just said to me, "I'm not feeling you anymore. You've put on weight. I'm not feeling you anymore." And he went and cheated. That's a different argument.
The put on weight thing that's an excuse. Yeah, because you can say that, it's how you deliver it. I don't think most women won't be able to handle that.
What, that they've put on weight?
If a guy telling them they've put on weight.
I prefer you to tell me that than to say, after you've cheated and broken my heart, that actually, do you know what I mean? You may have put on a bit of weight, or tell me what's up, rather than it exploding and then there's a whole third party involved, all because you didn't tell me how you was feeling. Women telling men how they're feeling is not a problem. In most cases.
Sometimes we tell you too much.
Yeah. But it is I do think we have to take a responsibility to hear our men. And I think you have to take a responsibility to listen to us as well. But we've got to find a way to communicate with you, if that makes sense. That
I think as men, I think we do listen. I think we do listen to you women. I think that.
Do you? I'm joking. But do you though?
I'm gonna say,
I don't know.
We listen, but whether it sinks in is two different things. Because it's all about how the message is relayed and delivered. You know what I mean?
I've heard that before. Yeah. Definitely.
You know what I mean? And sometimes it would get a man's back up. It's like, I heard this again. And it's like, sometimes as men, we want, like, we're going to do things at our pace. And it ain't, I'm ignoring you. It's just like, I get it.
Okay.
Go on.
But if you get it, then why has there been no change then? Why is there no change? Because you have to say it again. Why is there no change if you get it?
Yeah, because you want, it's like, I can't put it now. You want it, if there's not been no change, that's right. We would do it. If the guy blatantly said, like, he's all 6 months and he ain't done, then you don't give a shit. But sometimes just give us that brief. Don't make you never say it. Don't give the body language like, we've been down this road. Let's see. Like,
but how long? What is the time?
That's moment. That's like asking the question, how long is a piece, like, when's the first, you kiss someone on the first date? You know, that's it's a moment. These are moments in any relationship. You pick and choose your moments. Did you have something to say? Someone say something, Trish.
Oh no, I'm just checking in with the comments.
Oh.
Most men, Michelle's saying that in the comments, most men are saying that the relationship would be over if a woman said to them, I'm feeling somebody else and I'm looking at other men. Most men are saying that they would bounce. DJ said there is no fix-up message. If your partner comes with that message, the relationship is over. And then Melis Royer is saying that we are too quick to label people needy rather than just seeing them as human.
And so, this is one of the things going around about. One of the questions I posed to you ladies in the group. Is an emotional man a turn off for a woman? Because as I've got older, the amount of women I've known, if a man cries in front of them or is, I'm not saying emotional like, oh my God, Danny LaRue emotional, but if they show vulnerability, it's a turn off for them. So in that situation, if a man expressing his emotions, is that a turn off for you?
No. I think, because if I was to put, you know, like if you've got that friend that's always miserable, male or female, and is always crying, it becomes annoying if it's just a platonic friend. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just depends. I can't sit here and say that, you know, we've done a whole show on mental health the other day, and Black male mental health specifically. And we're saying that we find, well, we didn't say that on the show, but sometimes I've said in the past, I have found some males to be emotionally constipated, but that's because of that narrative that if we show too much emotion, we're going to be a turn off, we're going to be seen as weak, and the women that we want are not going to necessarily want us. So if I had a guy that was crying every single minute and was really emotional, I'm not sure he would be for me, I'll be honest. But at the same time, I don't want my guy to just carry around the bravado and then crack.
It's a balance.
There's got to be a balance. So, you know, when I put in the group a while ago, when was the last time you cried? And a lot of men said that they only cried at mothers' funerals or significant loss. My thing is, okay, well then how do you channel your emotions? When we done the Black mental health show, the counsellor was saying that you can't always think because someone doesn't cry that they don't know how to process their emotions.
Right, yeah.
So I'm saying, okay, fine. If that's what it is, that men don't just cry to process their emotions, how do you do it? And how can you communicate with me in your relationship that is a healthy balance for you mentally and for me? Does that make sense?
Yeah. To a point. Yeah, that's to a point. I just sometimes in conversation with guys, I'm a crier, so I cried. My sons, my grandchildren, my oldest grandson was doing shapes, and he's going to be 2 soon, and he was getting the shape. So his mum sent me the picture. I cried.
Oh.
See, I think that's sweet.
Yeah, I think that's sweet.
I think that's sweet.
Like, oh, cried. Not, but it's, yeah, I think that's really sweet.
If you had a man that was crying every time, like if the relationship was coming to an end and he was crying to manipulate you, that would be a turn-off.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think a guy would do that. If a woman told me and I really loved her, my emotions, I'm gonna cry. I'm going to cry because I'm hurt, and so if I'm crying in front of you, why are you doing this? What can I do to alter your way of thinking? If I'm crying, why would that be a turn off for you? Because I'm expressing for that moment what I'm experiencing.
It wouldn't necessarily be a turn off for me, but yeah. Like I said, it depends on that.
Yeah, I've also been in a situation many moons ago where I had a guy that had a lot of bravado, and he used to just do a bag of shit, excuse my French, but then cry every time I didn't have it. Now, I don't do that. Because what is the matter with you?
What do you mean? What do you mean you didn't have it? What, you didn't put up with the bullshit?
So when I'd be like, do you know what? I'm done later. And we would go on like a long break, or I would break up with him. It would be the waterworks. Oh, look, even Sadie, I'll never forget when he said to me once, I'm even crying in front of you. And I literally projectile vomited in my throat.
He's manipulating. That's a manipulating.
Yeah, it's manipulating.
Right. So that would
kind
be
of thing I don't.
That's right.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the comments are saying, wouldn't an emotional guy be a better communicator?
I think, yes, he will, because in the relationship, you will know where he's at emotionally. And I think the worst kind of communicator is the person who doesn't show their emotions, because you don't know if you're going to, if you're going to get licked upside your head, or they're going to go out on the road and lick someone upside their head. You know what I mean? An emotional guy is a good communicator, but it's the circumstances of why they're crying. You know what I mean? So, say if your fella then come back and he's crying, and you're like, "Why you cry? What's up, babe? What's up?" And he say, "I've just got the sack."
I feel for him.
Really?
Yeah. But not if Liverpool lost. I'd be like, you better fix up real quick.
No, you know what? Why you been Liverpool into it forwards? I've been hurt, but I ain't been crying. was your ex a Liverpool man?
I don't even know. Are you a Liverpool man?
Yeah,
I just use them as an example because I heard they've not been doing so great.
Yeah.
Don't cry now.
I'm not going to go down the football route. Yeah, I've been emotional like with the Arsenal man. So
the Arsenal,
yeah, I think it depends. And like we said earlier, it's balance, and it depends on what it is. And you want a man as well. Like, you naturally want a man that where you're going to work through things together. So if every time something difficult comes up, he collapses and he's no use, or he just cannot cope, that would be difficult for me, because I feel like I already carry a lot and I do a lot, and yes, I'm strong and independent, but it's not every time something goes wrong that you just kind of break.
Let me give you an example. I'm going to give you an example, yeah? I'm going to give you a scenario. So, a couple were out, yeah, and they park their car and they go in the shop. So as they're talking to the assistant now, the partner, the wife, sees the car's been broken into, yeah, and she's like, someone breaking into the car. So they both run out, and then they confront the person, but your partner freezes. You don't cry, but he freezes.
The guy freezes and cries.
The guy freezes. No, you don't cry. Okay. When it comes down to it, he's seeing someone in the car, when it comes down to it, he's like, so you're like, ah, and he's like, he freezes. Because it's the situations there is either your ride or die in it.
Yeah.
Would you look at your fella sideways?
Yeah.
Would you? I've been there. I've been in a similar sort of situation.
I've been in a similar situation, yeah.
I don't know. I think I knew what type of person he was, so I was just like, okay. I just put on my cape and I just got to it. No, I'm joking. Did a little twirl in a telephone box, came out and sorted it out. I knew who he was. So I was just like, it's cool, I got this.
Really?
And got on with it. No, but then sometimes some people are really calm, but then sometimes he reacted to things that you wouldn't think he would. So I don't know. It didn't bother me at the time, no. But that can't go on all the time, though. Not just to say
the burglar breaks into the house and
he starts screaming.
Yeah, but sometimes, yeah,
I'd be annoyed.
I'm actually taking off my top now. I want to fight someone. sometimes a person, you can freeze, yeah? You can freeze to the point that you're like, you're so shocked. I can't. Someone slaps you or hits you and you're like, did this person just...
Yeah.
So like if you see someone in your belongings, it's that thing of, this really in my ass. So if it's in the house situation, you see a burger in your ass, you expecting the geezer to go in there first, or you both going in there?
Well, I'm expecting him to at least offer, like at least offer. Even if you're not gonna do it, make it look like you got something about you, yeah. And if I end up in there first,
in the background or something,
yeah, like even if he's like, no, don't go in there first, but he's not even moving. Like, do something, do some kind of packy show to make it look like you don't want to put me in harm's way.
Against one and not the male against the female.
And you still scared? Like, no.
We've lost your camera in that.
Oh, my phone just locked. Yeah.
Okay, then, fair enough. I just did I ever ask you why you?
Someone said no one wants a weak person. If I have your back, who said that? That's right, Donna MJ.
You don't want a weak person?
Donna MJ said no one wants a weak person. If I have your back, have mine. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You need to fight the carjacker by myself. No way.
Yeah.
Donna, listen, I know Donna's talking like that, yeah. She's talking like that, yeah. Anyway, she got, as we saying, Bobby, she got a lot of moat. But you know, it's that thing of I've been in situations like I've been with women and it's been contentious, and they look at me because I'm got a bit of size. Like, what you gonna? I never told you to roll up your mouth.
Right, I've heard that before.
And they're a bit like, they run up all their mouth, and then they're like to you, go on.
I've heard that.
Yeah, so yeah, the situation. Yeah, so obviously, I can understand you as a woman. You can feel red and upset at a situation, and this time your fella's like, "Look, calm down, relax. He's fucking," and then the bear's, "He's fucking." You're like,
Yeah.
I just shut up.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? Because I think when women are hot and angry, they're hot and angry. So when you're angry in a situation, as a woman, you go for it. A man will size up the thing. So a man's gonna think, oh, he's about 8 foot taller than me. He looks like he lifts houses, or this is going on, or if I get into this, this is gonna happen.
I'm gonna have to kill him. I'm gonna have to club him in the head, or
yeah.
But I mean, well, these women, like, really, when you reach that point, you've got no fear.
It's awful.
You've got no fear, and sometimes as a man, that could be even more detrimental to you. Because it could be like,
I get that.
It's like, I've got to fight my missus so I don't get killed in this thing.
Yeah.
Get away from me. So yeah, why have you ever been in that situation? Like, have you ever like listened to your fellas like, look, just keep quiet. I will deal with this. And then he sees the brain, he's like, listen, you know, she's a fucking thing. You know what? You fucking girls, you know what I mean?
There was one time I was going on holiday with my guy, and we had loads of time, and then we got into duty free and got caught up in the trappings, and then they called our names. So when we ran to the gateway, one of the air stewardesses were really pissed off with us, and she was like, you know, we've been waiting for, hurry up, and and I was like, you cannot talk to me like that. And he was just like, shut up. And I was like, no, but we're in the wrong, but she still has a duty to administer some sort of customer service. Who's she talking to? She can't talk to us like that.
That's your ego.
He was like, she just don't want to let us get on the plane. And I was like, I get that, but she still can't speak to me like that. And he was just like, oh my God,
that's but what your fella was doing at the time, he just wants to get on the plane. Yeah, and you're prolonging the thing. Yeah.
No, we're getting on the plane, but I'm still saying to, because we're in the queue. So there's like, we're going up and she's like, drop your bags here because you can't, like the hand luggage, you can't take that in, you have to drop it here. And then, okay, yeah, we're prolonging it, but don't talk. I'm tired of people talking to, especially our race of people, like they anyhow they feel. So
like you're an annoyance.
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah. Like an
Don't talk
aggravation.
to me like that. And even though he had a point, don't side with the woman in front of me. Don't do that.
But he wants to get you on the plane because he knows that she's got the power to get you off that plane. Get on the plane, hold it down, yeah, and have angry sex when we get in the hotel.
And have a little piece of my dignity chipped away because this woman was just.
You don't see her again.
She would have never have spoken to any other race of person the way she spoke to us. And it's like I said, when we ran up to the gateway, there was still a little bit of a queue going in. So it's not that detrimental. Don't talk to us like that.
You see,
yeah,
it's rude.
This is
but he said exactly what you said.
Why this is different between black and white people here? Because she would even have an email to the bosses. Sometimes the email.
She wouldn't have spoken to a white person like that, I don't believe.
But that's in your head, though, Trish. That's not in her head. You're assuming that.
Yeah.
See the Asian come out there?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Can't talk to me, sir.
It was really rude. Can't talk to me like that. I've got a thing about people talking to me rudely anyway, because I try not to be disrespectful, so just don't be disrespectful to me, innit?
Yeah, just don't be disrespectful.
Yeah, just
back.
don't be rude, and we'll be fine.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
But some guys are just like, okay, learn which battles to fight. And I get that too, because your life can change in an instant. You can go out there and meet the wrong person and then you end up in jail or you end up dead. And the person might not even mean to kill you. They just punch you, you fall over, you hit your head on the curb, you're finished. Or vice versa. So you do have to learn to know what battles to fight and to be the bigger person at times. But some of the things that guys can just brush off, for me, I'm just like, no, it's not that easy for me.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, if you're both in a relationship and your guy's in some beef or spat and he's about to fight, is it he's fighting or you're both fighting?
I've been in this situation.
What's the time?
Yeah. Need the 5 o'clock. See, he's come on here with the intention to entrap.
No, I mean,
You come on here with the intention to entrap.
Because I want to know that
because any guy that I'm going to be with is not going to be somebody who's going to be in beef left, right and centre, and I'm going to be worrying about if my door's going to get kicked in or I don't do road, man. Not
no, you don't need to be in beef. What you're doing, you're changing up the conversation, the question.
No, I'm giving you a backstory.
Okay,
so
okay.
If I wouldn't be with a guy that's going to be in beef left, right and centre, or people are looking to come to the house because he owes people money, I wouldn't be with that type of guy.
Yeah.
So if he got into an altercation, it's more than likely that he's not in the wrong. So if it is that I'm with him and he's about to get into a fight, and especially if there's more than one, I'm going to put my mouth in it. And if we get to fighting, we get to fighting.
Yeah, I'm fighting.
Fighting. Because he's not going to necessarily, the guy I'm going to be with is not going to be a dickhead. He's not going to be...
he's not going to be the instigator or the get himself into things, that he shouldn't.
No, yeah.
So if my man has got into a fight, or unfair thing, or he's been ganged up on or something, if I'm there, I'm never ever going to stand there and hold his
jacket,
his jacket or his wallet. It's not that.
Phone, dear.
I can imagine. Give me a jacket, sweetheart. I'll call the police.
Yeah.
And I think you react emotionally when you love someone. You wouldn't want to, but anyone that I've been with anyway, even though I've gone to fight, I've had that situation before and I got told off.
Yeah, because they think that you're putting them in more danger because they have to now worry about you. So
and I was told, how stupid do I look? And my girl jumps in. That's your business. No one else was there, and you know you was handling it, honey.
No, I wouldn't go that far. If my girl jumps in, yeah, like fucking on, we both go down. We both go down. Would you calm that situation down? Would you say,
yeah,
look,
someone said at least try and stop it.
Yeah. If you can't stop it, if you can't stop it and they're just raining in on your man, if my man's got it as well, there's not really a need for me to do it, especially if he's got this. But if he's being handled in a certain way, like I feel like I've always thought about the whole police thing as well. Like if police just started brutalizing my man, I know what I'm like. Everything would go out the window. I wouldn't be able to stand there and film it or kind of thingy it. I would try and take some kind of
that's
action.
one thing I've always questioned when those things happen, when we see our brothers and unfortunately some of our sisters now get abused by the police. When they film it, it's like, do they actually use those footage in court?
They don't.
I was just trying to think. It's like
they don't, because we had a case of like a family member-in-law who was murdered by the police. There was about 3 to 4 footage of people filming it, and by the time it got to the hearing, they got rid of all of them. So they wasn't allowed to use them.
Yeah, what they would say, that the footage is being passed around and it'd be conscious of bias.
Yeah.
And this is why I probably agree with you when you're saying about if it was the police, and that's quite a good question. If your partner's being rushed by police, do you stand there and take it, or you just say, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to jail as well?
Yeah. Because the likelihood is you're going to both get murdered or brutalized or beaten, or you're going to both end up in jail. So the level-headed guy is going to turn around and say to you, well, I'm going to want you to film, because I think someone just said that in the comments. Olu said, really, phones will be out recording the event for future shaming purposes. I guess that's what, I think he's commenting on that. But I suppose, like, if you were to, like you said, Nat, all the evidence got recorded, it got deleted, but you're no help to him if you're locked up as well. So some guys might see it that way, but I don't know. It's just, what do you do?
What do you do in the heat of the situation?
Yeah.
That's quite true, you know, because then you want at least one person to, while you're either in custody or unfortunately you might be in a hospital or something, you need to gather up evidence and go down a road of, right, we need to get these officers or the people responsible for ill harm, you know. So yeah, it's supposed. I can see where you're going, because sometimes we do act at the heat of the moment. Sometimes the heat of the moment isn't always necessarily
not necessarily the right road to go down.
I feel such a hypocrite right now talking like this. I feel like a proper Jidan. You know what I mean? I was thinking like it. There was one. I've been in a situation football with my son, and I was like, I should have been the person, the level-headed person. And the Canning Town came out, and I was like, fuck it, we're all going down, mate.
Not the Canning Town.
See, that's interesting, because if you're a person that will stand up for your son and do what you need to do, and you cry, to me, you're not weak.
It's a balance.
It's a balance. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like someone said in the comments, let's see if I can find it. He said, I can't find it, but he more or less said something along the lines of, women just would never want to admit that an emotional man is a weak man, and they don't want that. Whereas I'm saying, I think someone who's in tune with an over-emotional friend, be it male or female, is annoying. So just someone who's in tune with their emotions and can identify, I'm happy, these are happy tears, but can still stick up for his son and the Canning Town comes out, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
It's got to be a balance.
Because I've been, you know, I've been there with someone who has no emotion, or not has, shows no emotion, and I don't know what's worse.
Whoa. So where did you meet then? Because he must have shown emotion for you to date in the first place. So how did he approach you? Come here, like Mortal Kombat.
No, we were friends. We were friends. We were good friends. So I kind of knew him, but as it went into a relationship, that emotional, it was just like a wall.
I can never understand a guy who don't show emotions. That you got something to hide, and that's a red flag. If I had sisters, I got a daughter, and like, any geezer who comes in front of you who don't show no emotion, is straight face, that's a red flag. Yeah, run a mile, because as far as I'm concerned, I'm not saying he must bawl in front of you or talk about his deep, but he must show some kind of inkling that when the chips are down and if you need to go to him for anything, there's a way in, not just wake up in the morning and just vex. You know what I mean? That guy's got to show some emotion. How do you make love?
No, that's the emotion. The emotion's there then.
I really...
It's great. That was great. The rest of the time. It's fantastic, actually.
You can't really show emotion while you're making love.
I don't know. You can.
No, you can't. Like
what do you mean?
Just don't talk too much. We had this discussion before. Just don't chat a bag of things. And don't show that kind of emotion. But you can show emotion. Like, yes, sorry.
Trying to hide the kids like Chi Chi Bang Bang.
Yeah, I don't know how they got out of the basement.
In the cupboard.
You in the cupboard. I told the cats I'm not fucking free kids. I told them they got 2 bedrooms for fuck's sake.
They already got the big long talk. So I don't know why you're trying to, you know.
No, you're talking in riddles, Natalie. What do you mean? I'm saying you don't really show emotion when you're making love. And if
you can show emotion, you can see passion. Maybe it's passion. Passion.
You showed the passion then.
Yes.
So after you're like,
then he's still cool for the night, maybe even the morning. But then obviously, again, when the sun rises.
Can I just say something? Melissa Royer said, I feel like it's kind of dangerous to label someone over an emotional person as annoying. We're too quick to say people are too sensitive or too emotional or too kind or too sweet or too something. We are as we are. An over emotional man or woman might not be your thing, but might compliment someone else. So I think that was in response to something that I'd said earlier when I said, if you've got an over emotional friend, that could be annoying. But I am speaking for me. I'm speaking exactly for me. Yeah. There are people out there that can be manipulative with emotions and show you one emotion all the time because they want to drain your energy. And that's not for me. I would put a boundary in place for that, as I would for my partner, as I would for my friend, because I matter. So if someone wanted to have someone that was over draining and it suited them, that's fine. I wouldn't judge it. But for me, who I'm speaking for, definitely, I'm not saying that, like I said, we've done a whole show on mental health. So being in tune with your emotions and being able to express them is one thing. I can be extremely sensitive. I've been told by you now, I've been told by my friends, I can be extremely, many layers to me until you get to the core of me. And at the core of me, actually, I'm way softer than anybody would actually imagine. But I kind of know the difference with when someone, if, say, for instance, they want you to show them a lot of them, what's the word I'm looking for? Not emotion. They want you to show them a lot of pity, or they want sympathy, and yeah, and that
kind of racket can run a ring on your spirit. And for me personally, in a relationship and in a friendship, I have boundaries with that.
So see, in that situation, when someone wants constant reassurance, that's showing a sign of insecurity, because we all like to be pampered and spoiled by our partners. But when that is something which is constantly happening, that is a sign of, obviously, a sign of insecurity, and that's when you need to. If that's the situation, that needs to be addressed. When do you address that situation?
Yeah, because if you like, I didn't kind of go into what I meant because we're having a conversation, but yeah, if when I use the word over emotional, I think being in touch with who you are as a person is one of the most difficult things that you can accomplish out here. It's an ever ending journey, still on it now, done a lot of work and still got a lot more to do. But part of that journey for me is recognizing that you don't have to be everything for everyone. If you don't like something, then you don't like something, and that should be all right for you. I know that if you've got a particular type of spirit, people will draw to you, and it's up to you to have discernment in what works for you and what doesn't. And there are definitely people out there that are energy vampires. So when I say over emotional, I mean any vampire behavior. If it doesn't work for me, it doesn't work for me. Yeah. Sorry, I just needed to address that. It's a goodie's calling me. He knows I'm live.
He's hating. He goes, how comes you put on dressed up for Quincy and not for me? Come off the phone, goodie, yeah?
Quincy's cussing you. Get off the phone, goodie. He said, tell Quincy to fuck off.
I will do. Tell him to injection.
When we finish, but listen, let me go because I'm literally on the live, but I only answered because it was you. I don't know. All right, bye. I'll phone you back when I'm done. So he's not watching.
You're mute. Can't Nat?
Nat, you're on mute.
Sorry, it's because I was cussing the kids and I didn't want you lot to hear me, and I forgot to unmute it.
I was like, yeah, I think watching then. He's like, what time do you finish? I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, you definitely gotta have your boundaries 100%, and it's what you can take. Like I'm not, like, I feel the same. I'm not doing anything that doesn't serve me anymore. Especially if you're like an empath or you feel things all the time, it can definitely take a toll on you. So you gotta know when to just be like, ugh. Or just like she said, discernment. So know when someone's literally going through something or struggles with their emotion, or where someone's taking the piss.
Yeah, I kind of feel like we're in a time, because that's kind of why we've done that show on mental health, was so that you should be able to talk about your emotions, and you should be able to just be you in whatever entirety that is. And if it works for someone, it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. In a friendship relationship. Okay. In a friendship.
See ya, Quinn.
Huh?
It was like, okay, bye.
That's the quickest toilet break on earth.
I was saying that you definitely should be allowed to be yourself, and you should be able to express your emotions in whatever capacity you like. But if it gets to a stage where where you're vomiting your emotions onto me, you might need to talk to someone who can help you with that. Not necessarily me.
AKA jog on, basically.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
And if the person's physically doing it to manipulate and is making you sick, they got to jog on.
Yeah.
That's training.
If a person, say for instance, if a person is, let's say, depressed, say your partner's depressed, you don't just jog on because your partner's depressed.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? But at what point do you then say, well, this is too much for me to manage?
Yeah.
This is annoying to me. It's like we're not allowed to say how we really feel about things. This is to me. I'm angry about this, or it's overwhelming for me. You might need to direct it to someone who can actually help you. Do you know what I mean? Without jogging on. Because
if you are a person that you know, that can't really take too much of that, you're not really going to be much help to the person anyway.
Yeah.
So if they do need that help, like, I can't help you, sorry. And you just got to be real with yourself about what you can and can't make
before you break. So, like, you know, going back to the question that you asked earlier, Quince, when you was like, if your man lost his job and he came in and he was crying, I'd feel for him and I'd give him the pep talk. But you see, 3 months later, if you're still crying and you ain't got a job, I don't know what to say to you. I don't know what to say to you.
There isn't a time limit you can put, because a person's like, I ain't done a proper show since the lockdown properly, yeah? I've lost money, and it's at moments, I've been depressed. And I can say even up to today, not depressed, but I've had moments.
Yeah.
And it's like those moments, you want your missus to put the arm around you, and if I lost my job and that job meant the world to me, and 3 months later I'm still at that place, I'm not expecting you to just,
Does the job make you the person? Because the job can mean the world to you, but should mean the world to you as well. So if that job has come to an end, there's nothing you can do to control that. What are you going to do to be even greater than that job? If you're going to wallow for a long period of time, then that's like having more faith in the job than you have in your own ability.
All right, let's flip it on his head then. Say if that job is your business, that's your livelihood.
I've lost businesses, so I get that.
Right. You can't just like, you know, during this lockdown, DJs haven't worked. You know what I mean? People, the hospitality industry, they've had to switch up. So yeah, you've had your own businesses, so you know what it's like.
Yeah.
And your character, you get up and go.
COVID's affecting one of my businesses now. So
again,
COVID is affecting one of my businesses now. So yeah.
Yeah. So your fella is visibly emotional, and it's like 3 to 4 months down the line, he's still exhibiting those behaviors. Are you jogging on?
No, like if you're in a long-term relationship, you're not going to jog on, but you're going to have the conversation. I would want to, you know, I would want to feed to stroke the ego a little bit. You know, you're bigger than this. Let's make a plan. But if the wall is up and he doesn't want to make a plan, he doesn't want to get up out of, you know what I mean? Doesn't want to do anything but sit and wallow. What's acceptable? What's an acceptable time period for to sit and watch your man just crumble away? You know, we're greater than any business or any job. Your spirit is supposed to be the greatest thing of that, isn't it? So that doesn't define you. It's like I knew someone who, when he didn't have money, he was a friend, he was a business associate, and made a lot of money. And when he had a lot of money, he was an arrogant sod, but he'd lose it because he'd gamble. Not with gambling, but gamble in business. And sometimes he'd win big and sometimes he'd lose big. And when he lost it, he was really humble. When he didn't have any money, he was really humble. But when he had lots of money, he wasn't. So to me, that says to me that you have no idea who you are as a character, because money defines who you are. Your actual behaviors change as and when you have it. Everyone gets a little bit more arrogant when they've got money or splashes a little bit more. But I love money, but I never want it to define who I am as a person. That you see, when you're on your face and you've got to get up and hustle and go through, then that's what you've got to do. But if you're just,
I love what you just did.
On the fact that you've lost it and you're broken, how do you build it back then? People like, well, I know Donald Trump's not the world's favorite at the moment, but before he was president, he was one of the best businessmen that always kind of, Richard Branson bankrupt 3 times. But if they just sat there and wallowed on the fact that they had lost their business, they wouldn't be billionaires today. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, there's other elements.
It's how you manage the situations, and are you aware of how you manage the situations? I think sometimes what can happen, you definitely got to be in touch with your emotional side. You've definitely got to allow people to be in touch with their emotional side. But there are times, especially in those kind of situations, where you've got to be like, sometimes people get more comfortable in the misery without realizing it. So it gets easier to kind of moan and complain than to actually kind of take action or to think in a different way, because how you talk to yourself as well is very important. So I've been told many times, stop saying you're broke, because if you keep saying you're broke, you're gonna stay broke. Stop saying so it's easier said than done, but it's not so much the person's situation, it's how they manage it, or if they need help, how willing they are to take that help, because some people are not willing to take their help because they're not really ready to be out of that.
This goes into perfectly great segue for one of the other questions I wanted to ask you, ladies, get your opinion about this. And I'm quite interested to hear some of the people who are messaging in. You meet a guy, things are going excellent, you get married, and he has the job of his dreams. He is earning money so much, he's earning stupid money, to the point he says to you, right, look, we're married now, whatever job you were doing, you don't need to do, I've got you. If you need anything, just ask me. Would either of you two be prepared to be a housewife?
Smoking my cigarette as a housewife, yes. But I'd still want to run my little business.
No, you can't run a business. Just make sure the house is maintained.
Right.
Like, I'm not saying that there's a cooked meal, but look, if you've got children, that you are a housewife. You can go gym and all that, but if you want to go shopping,
that's nice. That's kind.
If you want to go shopping, if you want to go with the girls, I've got you. You just say, look, sweetheart, I need this much today, and it's that much is nifties. Would you be prepared to be a housewife?
No.
Why not?
I'm too not independent. I hate saying I'm independent. It's not independent, but
slight element of control there, though.
Yeah, there's a slight element of, so every time I want to go out with Trish or Shantice, I have to come and ask you for my pocket money.
It's not. You're not asking for pocket money. You're his wife.
I've got this much money for you, so anything you need,
no.
Holler at me.
I never said that. I've got this much of pocket money. I said, what you ask for, you get. Yeah. So if you and Trish are going out and you come to me with Quince, me and Trish are going to go at the Ritz for tea, and you know how much you want, how much you need. I just need about this much.
I don't know. I think, again, everything for me is always balanced. So that would be nice sometimes, but I don't want to do that all the time. I don't want to. I'm very get up and go kind of person. I like doing my own kind of thing. I like working on my businesses. I like doing these things. So with money or not, if I had money or not, I think if I had loads of money, I'd just keep building, because that's just how I am. So that works for some people. I know a load of people that does work for, but for me personally, that doesn't work for me.
So you're the same mindset, Trish?
No, but I would want to run my business, and like my business I could run from home, so you could still have very much the creature comforts of a housewife, because I'd be at home and I could set my little schedule and I could make sure everything's okay, but I'd want to run my own business. And the guy I'm with would understand that various income streams matter. So he's not going to want to chop off any money that I can make in case one of his income streams goes down.
Yeah.
No, I mean, this is what confuses. It's like if the guy is not giving you any reason that he's going to mess you up or put you in a situation, you're married. Like,
but why does he need me to be a housewife? Why can't I do what I want to do still?
Why can't I run my little business, even if it's like a little hobby? But why can't I do something?
Because he is the provider. He is the guy. I want to provide for you. I want to provide for my wife and my family.
And you can do that.
Do that.
So,
And my
so
little
while you
business
do
might be
that,
my shoes money.
your shoes money.
Yeah. I might run my business and it might be my little shoes money. Let me have my little shoes money.
My business is my joy. So it's not always about providing for me.
Yeah, you want to do your own.
And I like to think I'm making my own little changes as well. Like you want to do things for you as well, not just like go to the nail shop and get some high tea. You want to kind of do some empowering things for yourself as well. I would have
You can do. You never
insisted.
I would have
insisted on that.
Sorry, say that, Quince?
Yeah, you can do. You can have your little thing. Like the girls come around. You live in a mansion. You live in a mansion house.
Yeah, but not just every day the girls come around and socialise and drink my drink.
Yeah, no, but sometimes you might want to be in your own in your garden. You want to be in your garden watching the pit bulls run up and down. I mean,
not the pit bulls. The cats.
The cat fight. You might want to be in a situation where you want your own time. You can chill out in the bathroom, wherever. But at the end of the day, as long as the house is maintained and the family home is secure, like you can have access to these to the account. So you need, as long as you say to look, I've taken out this amount because this.
But it sounds like an arrangement, like
this
more
needs
of
to be
an
paying or this needs sorted.
Like if you give up on your stuff and your silly little aspirations, then I'll pay for everything. I would have a concern. I would want to know why is it so important to them that
This is how our parents and our grandparents used to live back in the day. That's how it used to live. This is where you have relationships in the 50s, 60s. That's how it was. The man was the provider, and he provided for his family. Yes, there was men who were strayed, but the relationship was simple. He knew his job. Like Chris Rock says it. Look, my job is to make sure there's light in this house and his children are fed.
He's not married anymore.
No, yeah. Yeah, I know. That was bigger and blacker.
It was all addicted to porn and all sorts of shite, but yeah.
You know who he went there with, innit?
Who?
The woman from Scandal.
Kerry Washington.
Really?
Yeah.
Quincy's got all the high tea.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
No, it can't be because Kerry Washington's married and all these things with her husband. And
fucking hell, so was Tony Soprano. But even he went to church.
We're missing bare comments, Sorry, guys. Olu said, ask them if they would accept a man willing to become a house husband.
Go on in, answer that question. Thank you. Who's that from?
Olu.
I like Olu. Big up Olu.
I don't know. I've never thought about that.
Think, babe. Because I'll be your
never
husband.
Thought about that. I don't know. It depends.
First thing I do, I'll be your ass husband. The first thing I do is look after your kids. Shutting them in the door.
Make sure the basement door's locked.
Yeah. Would you want a guy to be a house husband? Would that be a?
I don't know.
No.
You run your Diva Choice is doing its thing. You come home. Nah.
No, there's no scenario you could put to me where I would be happy with that. No.
Every minute. No. As Roger Moyer says, computer says no. No. I can't see it. I just can't.
Even
if you didn't have a day job, I don't care, but you'd kind of freelance, did your own thing, or had something about you that you did something.
You could earn less than me.
Yeah, all day.
You can't not earn anything. No.
But you're the earner.
Live in a house for a living. That's not gonna run.
You're the earner. He's making sure that shit's correct in the house.
It goes back to what you were saying. There's an element of me that is still quite old school. So
as strong as I am, I've said this on a few shows, as strong as I am, I still want I'm not trying to be a man out here. I still feed into those old school values to a degree, but rather than just wanting my husband to provide for me, I think we're now in a time where we can build. If you've got the right person to build with, you can support your guy and you lot can build something that is great for you. It doesn't have to be for the Joneses, but what's great for your household and what you guys can manage. If I was earning, I don't know, 70 grand a year and he was earning 30 grand a year, that's still 100 grand a year. Come liquid bill. Do you know what I mean? Because if he's putting in other bits and pieces, or he's doing other things around the house, or there's other qualities, and he's an effective leader, then I'd be happy with that. But not just me earning and him.
And you hoover, and then think, yeah.
Why has he got to hoover? When you're a housewife, you're a stay-at-home wife, doesn't mean you just hoover and clean and cook like a slave. Yeah, they're all aspects. You live in a big stinking ass mansion. They're all aspects of becoming a stay-at-home mum.
Your face, Natalie. Sorry. Your face.
I know that's the same face.
It's not appealing on both sides to me. So on both sides, it's just not
no
appealing to me. I can see how it can work for other people, but I think it all depends on your personalities. So if you're happy with that, I would never look at another couple that do that and think, because you don't know what works for other people. If it works for you, I just think whatever works for you, trust me, that's what you should do. Because too many people try to fit into like a role that society has made, and it's not necessarily who they are. So in trying to fit those boxes and, you know, those roles, you kind of make yourself uncomfortable and unhappy when you really just need to do what works for you. Being a housewife, it doesn't work for me, and having a house husband
doesn't work
for me. It wouldn't.
Okay.
I don't care how much money. It's not even about the money. I mean, do something. Even if you're an artist that doesn't really make much money, but you're passionate about something and you want to build, or you've got aspirations, or you're like, let's go and do this in Ghana, or let's do just something where we're doing something, but not someone that doesn't want to.
I'm busting my ass out on the road.
Yeah, not someone that doesn't want to do anything. Like, I'm very much.
No, it's not you're busting your ass out on the road. At the end of the day, you are earning enough to maintain the family. He ain't earning what you're earning. So if you say to him, look, just look, we've got children. I've got diva choices popping right now. So right now I can't.
I think that's the key element. I don't have kids, so there's nothing for him to sit home and do.
No, but
that's why it's always like,
I'm giving you kids.
All right.
Imagine.
All right, I'll try to.
You've got the children.
Yeah.
So you understand what I'm saying? So you're earning. Diva Choice is earning for the family. So he's a struggling artist, a singer, doing his little tunes. So it's like, okay, then I will stay at home.
I'm laughing because a struggling artist singer.
Not struggling artist, but he's trying to sing. It hasn't worked
he's
out.
He's not a rapper at our age. He doesn't want to be an artist.
No, if he's a rapper at our age, then they'll let that. But what I'm trying to say is, or like he was big back in the day, and it just didn't work out. But you can maintain the family. So he comes to you and says, you know what? I'll maintain the family. You just keep on doing what you're doing. I just make sure when you come home and everything's nice, you don't have to worry about nothing. I'll sort the bills out. You know.
Cute. It's cute. It's cute. But no. And I can't even properly explain why, but
this goes be the kids again.
Natalie.
My phone just keeps locking, because why not?
Yeah. That's just telling you something.
I know. Oh, okay. Hold on. Sorry, guys.
We can still hear you anyway, but
yeah. Yeah, no, that's cute. And maybe if that happened for like a month or
you know.
every so often, but not but not every. No, I don't know. I like a partnership where we kind of build on things and do things. And sometimes I think if one person, sometimes with, I'm not saying it necessarily happens all the time, but resentment can build if someone's high flying and someone's not, or someone's doing a lot of things and someone's not doing as much. There can be kind of resentments.
That comes as the next question. Do you think guys have an issue with women earning more money than them?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You get spongy guys who don't mind, then you get secure guys who don't mind. So there's two types of guys who don't mind. The spongers and the ones that are just secure. And then you get the ego guys that just can't hack it. And it's not just about making more money. If you seem to be doing well sometimes, or you're comfortable in who you are, or you're confident in what you're doing, and you know, you might get a bit of notoriety. Some men can't take that. I know that. Some men can't handle that.
You think that's their ego, or that's their masculinity is being tampered and played with?
Ego, masculinity, insecurity. I think it could be like a mesh of those.
Have you?
Because sometimes a guy likes an element of control sometimes. So he likes to think that, you know, he's got control. But if you're someone that's kind of well-to-do and you've got your own things going on, sometimes that can cause insecurities in men. Where you're not so latchy onto them. They say they don't want that, but sometimes when you're quite independent, it can cause insecurities. I've seen it.
All right, so you've got your house, you're maintaining your house, and you meet a guy who's got a 2x2 council flat. Would that be a turn off for you?
No.
Nah, that's not a turn off.
At what point would you say, look, are you gonna think about buying this? Oh, getting on the property ladder.
See, property is important, yes, but I'm not going to judge a guy by whether he's on the property ladder or don't you think you should get on the property ladder. That definitely doesn't that don't faze me at this point. I don't know if it will one day, but it doesn't faze me now.
So Roger Mayo's asked you to elaborate on secure guys that don't mind, please.
Secure guys that know just because you're making money, they still feel like men. Because some men feel like you're demasculating them, or they automatically feel demasculated. Is that even the right word?
Demasculated.
Yeah, emasculated.
Yeah. Some people say demasculated though.
Yeah.
I think your head is hanging out of your top, Natalie. Put it in.
I've just put it in. No, it's inside, but the top's see-through.
Tricia.
Oh.
So
you cop blocking for? Go on. I've seen it a long time now.
So it's a guy that
see the tag on the. How's that cock blocking?
I don't know. I just made it up, man. Just
okay.
So yeah, no, he feels secure no matter what. It doesn't make him feel any type of way, and you know, it just doesn't make him feel. It doesn't make him act up or feel kind of, like I said, demasculated or whatever, or emasculated. He can still kind of get on, keep it moving, and know that he is a man still, not feel any type of way, and project that type of way that he's feeling onto you.
So say that same guy is like, I want to buy something, could you lend me a little money? Is that gonna bother you?
No, I've lent my partner's money.
No, but it's constantly, because you know he can't afford it. But he's asking you, like, I really like this outfit and I can't afford it right now. And
no, that's not going to bother me. That's not going to bother me. If there's a pattern of behaviour when they're being like a little dirty wretch with money, you're going to start thinking, but not if he says, oh, can you borrow me some money or can you thingy? No, I think with anything, you just got to look for patterns and kind of signs. So if you're in a situation where you need to borrow money all the time, but you're not doing anything to kind of fix that, then you're happy in that situation, then I'm going to kind of look at you sideways a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't mind doing it.
So say, what would you do? Say if the guy sees a nice outfit, like a nice suit, I won't say tracksuit, and you're in the house and he's paying down on it. He's paying down on it.
On a tracksuit.
A suit.
Sorry.
Tracksuit.
Oh, if he's paying down on a tracksuit, I'm done.
What?
We're not gonna pay down on
Whoa. This is a
because
tracksuit.
no, I was saying but not to pay down on a tracksuit.
You know what tracksuit? You know what kind of tracksuits
It better be
are?
Klarna.
Huh?
It better be Klarna.
I'm not saying paying down on the JD Sports or
Okay.
football. I'm talking.
You even pay down on shit like that again. Like,
If you're paying down on JD Sports, man, that's long. What I'm trying to say is, yeah, he's obviously not earning as much as you, and he's put a deposit on something. You find out. Would you like buy it for him and say, look, don't worry about it, I've got it? Or would you say,
Yeah, I'd do that.
not even thinking that how he might feel?
I think I was being nice. Like, let me get him his little tracksuit.
Let me give him a little tracksuit. Let me give the pussy hole his little tracksuit. That's what that was. A pussy hole look. Let me give his little pussy hole tracksuit. There you go, pussy hole. There you go.
Oh, let me get him this fucking tracksuit. I can't bear to see him play down on the tracksuit.
Come on, Adidas, come on.
No, I would do it. If he felt
sorry, I
the type
can't
of role
compose myself.
That look was a proper gave the pussy hole look, boy.
Yeah, look at this little pussy on his tracksuit.
No, because I'm sweating already.
I'm crying.
Olu said there's pure untruths. Where's the untruths, Olu? There's no untruths. This is no bravado at all.
No.
I would definitely, I've done things like that where I'm like, let me surprise. Or I had a partner once that was going through a really bad time because they had a really bad time at work, ended up losing their job, no fault of their own, watched them struggle to get something else, had a real bad time, hadn't bought nothing for themselves for ages. I did a big, massive bulk buy once and got them a whole bunch of stuff. And he looked like he was going to cry.
What stuff was it? Was it food or clothes?
Clothes. Because he hadn't bought himself clothes for so long. He had done so much for us and he'd always kind of put us first. That, I was like, nah, he's been looking for a job. He's feeling so disheartened. He hasn't been able to get himself anything for ages. I did a good big blowout on ASOS for him. And so, he looked like,
Do you know the key word I heard in there? I watched him.
I was like, oh, no, I'm joking.
So
obviously I was with him the whole way, but I mean, it's not like I saw his emotion. I watched what he went through. I was with him in that trench.
Yeah.
And I felt it for him. I felt it for him. And I as much as I was there for him emotionally, which I was, I thought, let me do something. He moans that he's not got no clothes. Like, he doesn't moan a lot, but every so often I know that he's not been able to buy something. And it's true, I haven't seen him buy himself something in over a year. Any item of clothing, let me get him a bunch of things.
Yeah, it's different if you're in something with your guy, and because life can throw anything at you. So he's going to have dark times, he's going to have light times, vice versa. Yeah. So you're supposed to have your guys back if he goes through a hard period. But if all his focus was like nice car, nice
go on there, girl.
Sorry.
Women's trying to style it. You hide that tag.
Yeah, it's back, like it's the return of the tag. But yeah, if his main focus is brandy drinking every weekend, buying nice clothes and having a nice car, but that's the cycle of the aspirations, then that would be an issue for me. But if he's doing his thing and goes for a hard time, of course.
Yeah. Olu said, how long were you supportive towards him? Did you do so only because he helped you in the past? No, I did so because I loved him. I hated to see him like that. And I wanted to do something for him. Like, if you know me, you could ask Tricia, if I love you or I'm tight with you, I'll do anything for you.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not conditioned. I'm not a person. I really don't place a lot of conditions on things. Like I want to do that. I feel things for people. Like I said, I felt his pain. So that's really the reason why I thought, let me perk him up a little bit. Hated seeing him like that. For him, though, not for me. And that's why I did it. That's why I did it.
Are you still with that guy?
Nah. And I want my things back. No, I'm joking.
Did you throw that back in his face? Did you throw that back in his face?
No, never. But one thing we both never did, like we done things for each other and we never threw things back in each other's face.
You never thought, I bought this fucker some pussy old tracksuits, you know, and he's fucking...
No. I didn't feel like I played off your Klarna and you went and did that. No, I didn't.
All right.
Olu's accepted that. Okay, you got a thumbs up.
Okay.
All right, let's move on. Let me ask you this, both for this. On my show, plug, Extra Time Friday.
Yeah.
I had a relationship expert come on from the States, and he was describing micro. He called it micro something. Don't quote me on it, but it was definitely micro. Basically, liking pictures on Instagram. Micro cheating, I think it was called.
Okay, this has come up. This come up in the group this week. Actually,
literally the other day. Yeah.
Do you class my liking someone's picture? Forget it. Do you class if your guy is liking particular pictures, is that micro cheating or is that cheating?
I said in the group that if the guy every time I go onto my Instagram, I see my guy under a particular person's page with a bag of love heart eyes. That's it's not cheating, but it will cause
Don't
concern.
take the piss.
Yeah.
No.
I said the same sort of thing, like a picture, but for me, it's more like when it's every minute, and sometimes it's the type of pictures. So if she's there with her tits out and her ass in the air, what are you liking that for, bruh? And
why?
even if it's not classed as cheating, but you might feel a little bit of something in your chest, like the phlegm in your chest might start to bubble. Yeah. If you've got a girl that's naked and that's the pictures he's liking. If you've got a man that's online as well and he don't like none of your shit, but he's liking every other girl's pictures as well, you're gonna start thinking no. Or if you've got a guy liking pictures isn't so bad, but when it starts going into the DMs, then Houston, we have a problem.
Whole problem in these streets.
Right, if there's any fellas listening to this right now, I never went about DMs, you know. This is what women do, yeah. I spoke about liking a picture. Now you've gone about DMs.
I'm just saying, when it gets, because sometimes it goes from liking I've had people like my picture, and every single time they like my picture, they DM me. Why can't you just put it in the comment?
Yeah.
Why are you DMing me for?
Yeah.
So I'm saying
the guys could be shy.
Well, you're not shy. Trust me.
What do you mean?
You're not shy
Yeah.
to DM me. So, and like I said, if you've got
I disagree.
If you're liking every other girl's picture but not your girl's,
because you know what it is. Sometimes it could be a situation of, well, I know I'm moving my girl in there. I'm not going to see this woman. I don't see her regular. So
yeah, sometimes it can look like it can look a little bit disrespectful. It can. Let
me ask you this, Quincy. I know you're asking the questions, but if you like a girl's pictures, would you then DM her afterwards?
No, I'm liking the picture.
Okay. Oh, that was convincing.
No, I'm liking the picture. Why would I don't do DMs like that. So that's pointless. If I like a picture or an outfit, yeah, and you've got your bristles out and all that kind of stuff, I'm gonna fucking like it.
Are you?
So, would you comment?
No, I'm not gonna comment. I'm gonna like it.
All right. If your partner was liking one particular person's picture on Facebook, was a serial, not commenting, but every day they put up a picture and they're the first up in the likes.
Thirsty.
I'm not. That's gonna tell me that's the kind of guy that they like, and then I would just watch the play in it. I'll watch the play. Fair enough. What can I do? Say again?
Yeah.
Is it really that deep though? I think
to some women it's deep. I've been accused in the past. Like, how come you don't like someone else's picture? Fucking fit. What the fuck did you say to you?
Cracking out of order, that is.
What are you gonna say? I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it. Oh yeah, because the scenery is fucking good. It's fucking. It's innocent porn. That's what the fuck it is.
But do you think it can be a little bit disrespectful though? Like, especially if you're liking, I don't know, like, because your like is out there into the world, so everyone can see that your man's just liking up, especially if they're, you know, naked pictures of other women.
Well, I wouldn't do something if it goes both ways. So you know what I mean? There's that thing in a relationship where you have like your passes, isn't it? I'm not going to see that person. Listen, whenever there's two on my IG, right? There's two women I always like their pictures when I see them. Yeah, and there's one woman. Her name's I don't want to pronounce her name, but she's fucking banging. Yeah, she's from Love and Hip Hop. She's from Dominican Republic. I like her pictures all the last time. She's banging, but I ain't gonna see her. But
not celebrities and stuff. Just like women, like local women.
I would like using Tricia's picture because I know you lot. If you like picture, I would know you lot. I would like the picture. I'm not gonna like every picture, but if you're looking like voluptuous and you're nice, I'm gonna like it. But it doesn't mean I necessarily like it because I wanna go
there.
Yeah.
So Sammy Joe's saying liking a picture is not the problem. The problem is leaving the eyes, you know, the big googly eyes.
Oh yeah,
ice thing winds me up.
And the love heart eyes.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. That's disrespectful.
So is that considered a micro cheat or not?
That's a cheat.
It's a cheat.
That when you start to comment, what you're basically saying that you're adding to it. You're basically saying what the Ross Clark. Look at all my friends now going through my Instagram.
But do you know what it is? Do you know what I hate? I can't stand is when you don't even say anything funny, or you don't even say anything that requires anything, and then another flirty one. You've got the eyes, the love heart eyes, and the monkey doing that. Oh, you get that? That is that supposed to be cute? Delete it. Stop it.
Have you seen that?
All the time.
All the time. On your Instagram.
I've had it on mine, and I'm like, what happened? I don't. What is that? Is that like?
How would you both feel then if a guy's liking your picture and you like, you're wearing something revealing or something which is like tantalizing? Would you look at that as this guy's a bit of a perv, or would you look at it as a compliment? How do you view it?
Natalie, do you want to answer first?
Like I said, it would depend if you followed up. For me, just liking doesn't mean anything to me. Like it doesn't mean if a guy likes my picture, I don't think, yep, fancies me. I don't think that. If they start DMing you, and start like, hey, big Ed, and all of that kind of thing, then you might start thinking, okay.
All right, no, but I'm saying the guys liked quite a few of your pictures, 3 or 4 pictures. Would you start thinking, okay, this guy's on it?
Not if he's just liking.
Yeah.
You won't think anything else.
No, not if he's just liking the pictures. Liking the pictures. You know what I mean? But like she said, if he follows up with a DM, hi, hello, hey. Sometimes you've got lines of that. Then yeah, you'll think maybe he's interested in you then, but if he's just liking your pictures, no.
Because you've got to realise, most of the guys that you see liking like all of your pictures or 4 pictures in a row, whenever you're on your page, you see them liking everyone's.
That's right.
See their name in everybody's. It's not just you. You don't like. It never makes me feel VIP.
Yeah, the general consensus in the chat is basically that likes are fine. It's the following up that's not.
The one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever liked guys' pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
What, the same guy or regular ones?
Facebook only show you a portion of people anyway that you tend to interact with, so it ends up being the same people. But yeah, just if I like the picture, I like the picture. Yeah.
Okay. So it's not classes. So what are we saying? It's not micro cheating.
To be fair, I think the person who knows this micro cheating is the person that's liking, because only they will know their intent on liking the picture. So they might just be liking innocently, or they might be liking to get that person's attention. Because sometimes people like your things to kind of get your attention. So it's really the person who's liking that knows whether it's a micro cheat.
So say if it's someone that you know of. You don't have to literally know them, but you know this person. The guy you're with is liking the person you know of. Is that issue?
If I don't like them, don't do that.
Like Natalie said earlier, if you don't, you're getting up and I know of this person and you're liking every minute you're liking their picture, and I can't get a one like on mine. That's a problem.
No,
like,
a problem.
Well, what more like you want? We're in bed together. I'm like, we live together. So what do I need to like?
Sometimes you can just give people the wrong impression as well. Like,
yeah.
She might be thinking, what a way her man's always liking up my pictures, though.
But it's not
like,
on her page.
Yeah, like, yeah.
That's how, but men not thinking like that.
We'll think like that because that's how women think. So we've given you lot the cue now. We've given you lot the juice now, so you can start thinking like that now for future reference, because that's really why women get mad as well, because it's like, oh, don't mug me off. Don't mug me off on the big old stratosphere of social media, please.
Ratted, I better keep my keyboard hands to myself.
Yes.
Jay Honora's. Ade said, too slow, Jan D's point. Is that cheating or is it just flirting?
What's that? Second?
Question in the group is liking and all of that cheating or is it just flirting?
I called it
cheating until
the guy called it micro cheating because it leads into something.
Yeah. And that's what you're saying, Natalie, basically. That's basically what you're saying. If it's gonna, what are you drinking, Quint?
Red wine.
I think I might get some
serious.
Huh?
You look serious.
Yeah.
I look serious.
But as well, when does cheating and flirting, when does that line get blurred as well?
Yeah, because flirting is kind of a form of cheating, is it not?
No, it's not.
You're saying is flirting a form of cheating?
No, it's not.
It can be, but it's like, because but where do you draw the line? Where does the line get blurred? And I think everyone will have different boundaries and different lines. So sometimes if a woman and a man are in a relationship and they have different thoughts on where the lines of flirting and cheating are, it's perspective. There's perspective and then there's downright disrespect. So you're going from individual people and their points of views as well. It's a bit messed up when you
I've been accused
Roger has said when flirting is reciprocated intensively, it is a form of cheating.
What Roger said.
What Roger said. So I'm going to do the little emoji, this.
What he said, no, Tricia, it's not, in capitals.
You said that?
Good groove.
And Sonia Simpson said, flirting is cheating's foreplay.
It is.
The finger.
Wait, Sonia, it is. Flirting is a form of cheating because it's a sims to see where it can get to. Tracy V said it's seeing where it gets to.
No, it's just you're having a conversation, or there's different ways, energies of how women see flirting. To some people, it's just like you're having a bit of banter. You know what I mean? And it's no, not meant in that way. It's just.
But if you know your partner as well, I think there's got to be a point where you guys compromise. So, like, I know I'm quite a bantery person, but you know what? Let me tame it down because I don't want them out here feeling a certain way or looking a certain way. So there's that kind of compromise as well. Because as they said, it's important to establish both your boundaries at the beginning.
Evie Watson. Oh, sorry, Natalie. Had you finished?
Yeah. That was it.
Evie Watson said, flirting is checking if you've got the green light to follow through.
I think so. Sometimes. Some people are literal natural flirts. I know people that literally flirt their way through life. They literally don't give a toss. They mean nothing by it. But I think as well, if you're not that type of person, you're not going to understand the other person that is like that. You're not going to understand it.
Yeah.
So you're going to take it a different way. So you might think, oh, that's just how I am. But if you're not like that, you're going to be like, no.
Yeah.
It's sensitive, man. It's tricky, and you're in a relationship anyway. You're on thin ice. So you've got to kind of be careful. You've got to know what you're doing because at all stages you've got to take the other person's feelings into consideration, and you've got to kind of look at things from their point of view. And likewise.
Yeah, you're right. I would say I would tend to agree with you in that situation. That's something which I, without revealing too much of my business, I've been guilty of, without being aware of it. But when I've been accused of it, I've never really understood how it's made that person feel. Because I'm a cheeky chappy, I will say, you know, you're all right, babe. You know what I mean? You look good in that dress. You know what I mean? Or that's just I am. I call people babe. All right, babe, what's going on?
Yeah.
Or sweetheart, that's just a natural things that comes off my mouth, but I suppose that's my generation thing. And to some women, that might be feel, why can't you keep calling women babes all the time? And you don't call me babe. Yeah, so go on.
Yeah, no, it's true. I hear you.
Yeah. And why is it then that everybody else is your babe, but your woman's not?
See, this comes to culturally, and so where I'm from in Canning Town, everyone's a babe or sweetheart. So it's I might as well call you all right, mate.
Warren said, lovely tits. All right, babe, lovely tits.
Warren was talking to a white girl. Yeah, I said to a black woman, like, lovely tits. No, you can.
You can.
Okay. I'm just going to say you can.
No, not true.
MC Peggy.
Yeah.
I was laughing. I was like, where are you getting them names from, you know? That's a MC Peggy.
The beating stick for me.
Yeah.
I nearly had a stroke when I heard that one.
You never heard a beating stick?
Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Literally nearly had a stroke when I heard it. I was like, a beating stick?
Even that terminology, no woman goes out and aims to be a beating stick. Circumstances happen where you might sleep with guys in a similar circle. It doesn't mean they don't go out to be a beating stick. I don't believe so. It just circumstance happens like that. So if you've got a woman who's got children from different fathers, doesn't mean she's a beating stick.
Yeah.
Really. Circumstances happen.
Yeah, I agree.
You understand what I'm saying? So I think that was very chauvinistic of our mutual friends for using such terminology.
Yeah.
Because
well, that's like saying that there's
as men, we're not beating sticks.
Oh, that's sweet.
I'm joking.
During the lockdown, I beat the stick, but
it had to ruin it, isn't it? He's so proud of it. Look.
Oh, this lockdown's been real, boy.
There's some women that not all women are emotional, not all women want to be in a relationship, and some women just want to have casual sex. Doesn't mean they would dub themselves a beating stick, but not every woman wants to be in a relationship either.
Yeah, there's some women just like, yeah, there's just not. they know what they want, and I think that is a very male perspective on a woman who has had multiple partners around guys they know. Like I wouldn't like Kim Kardashian is classed as a beating stick, yeah. But to me, she's a financial I can put it in that. Strategy this. She knows where she's going. Yeah, so it's about. I wouldn't call her a beating stick or any other woman. She's just obviously because men are not classed the same thing. Them things don't bother me. I don't care how much. I don't care what partners you've been with. It's what energy, what relationship you have with that person. Then,
right?
Yeah.
If you tell me, and I know this come up before in other conversations. If you've had 20 men before me, I know me number 21 is going to be different to them 20 men. Yeah, and it's down to the individuals to say, okay, then where's this going? Because you've had 20 men, that might have been 20 men who don't mean shit to you. But that 21st man might be the one who means something to you.
Sorry, Goody's an arsehole. He said, if they want to have casual sex, then they have to keep it quiet. Otherwise, that's what they will be called, a beating stick.
That's a hackney thing. That's a hackney thing. Quiet enough.
No, it's true for me.
Yeah, and I think it's the raw truth that Goody keeps putting out that's making everyone uncomfortable, because he's basically saying if you want to have casual sex and you want to go on like that, then you're going to be called, some men are going to call you loose or a beating stick or.
But you say that.
What's the term for men that what's the beating stick term for men?
Well, you use what call us dogs, isn't it?
True.
Slugs.
Slugs.
No, slags.
You call us dogs, isn't it? Or
it just doesn't seem as harsh as beating stick or MC Peggy or slut.
Yeah, well, that's down to females work on your marketing brand.
Yeah, community dick. That's it. Community dick.
Semi Joe. That's what it is.
Yeah, fuckboy, community dick.
Fuckboys and community dicks. Yeah,
that's true.
I think fuckboy is that is if I could call a fuckboy, that is like you're not even a side man. That's like I would find that offensive. That's my fuckboy.
That's like waste man.
Waste man. When a woman calls you a waste man, that's gonna happen.
She's lost respect. She's lost respect for you.
That's gonna
she
happen.
just doesn't actually have respect for you.
Yeah,
at
when
that
you say waste man, then
you're a waste man. Like, oh no.
Because I'll have to ask, when you say waste man, what do you mean? Like, I have to explain your reason of what wastage are you talking? Like, if I cheated, does that make me a waste man? That makes me what? Money?
If you continue to cheat, or if you continue in them cycles, and
that's not a waste man. That's not a waste man.
You don't want to elevate. For me, that's waste. Like in a relationship, that's waste. In general, a waste man. I don't know. A waste man. I don't know.
Regardless of what you think it is when it's called to you.
You don't like it?
No, I don't like it, but it's like, oh shit.
Have you ever been called a waste man?
No.
Oh.
Okay.
I haven't been called a waste man, no.
What would you do if someone called you a waste man?
I've been called a bastard a couple of times.
Didn't we all? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I've never been called a bastard. I don't know why I'm joking.
Women don't get called bastards.
You get called bitches.
No, we got
bitches, isn't it?
Bitches and cunts and shit like that.
No, what kind of cunts you mean? Fuck it out.
I've been Canning Town and all.
You've been Canning Town?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. You ain't from Canning Town.
Yeah, she is.
I've never seen you in the manor.
Canning Town and Beckton. I went to Cumberland School when it was in Canning Town.
Oh, so I know you're young then. Yeah, because that's the school I went to. Do you know what? Sorry, Trish. That was Trinity originally. So you went there when it got because regional Cumberland's in Prince Regent slang.
Yeah, Natalie's younger than us though.
Oh, okay. How old are you, Nat?
36 now.
Okay, fair enough. I understand why you're so angry now. Because you went to a school.
I'm not angry. I'm just like, okay, like I'm just discovering. I feel like life has started at 35. So for me, so I'm just discovering a lot, and I'm on acceptance mode. I'm in acceptance mode.
Acceptance, yeah.
Yeah.
But what are you accepting?
That you know, people are what people are. People are going to do what they're going to do. You can't control how people behave just because you might behave in a different way. You can't control how people behave just because you feel a certain way about something or you wish it would be a certain way.
Yeah.
And that you have to sometimes look at things from other point of view. A lot of things are not usually personal to you. A lot of things are like people's own projections and things like that. And I think I know more who I am now. So I'm just cool. Like, it is what it is with anything. And I can have these discussions. Like this time last year, I wouldn't be talking like this. No way. There's no way. You wouldn't catch me on a live doing a damn thing.
As your relationship with Tricia helped you find out who you are a bit more, as the maturity or the as a bigger sis helped you get through that?
Yeah, I think definitely with Tricia as well. I always said that she's always, since I've known her, she's always seen things in me that I've never seen. And there's still certain things that I don't see because I was never like a confident person like that. And we've gone through quite a few things together. And when you go through certain things together, especially, I hate to even say it because, you know, it's not for everyone, like certain spiritual things with someone, like on a deep level.
Oh, so
Quincy's an idiot.
What did he do?
Do you know that film Love Jones? When they have the poetry nights and they do the thing?
Okay, I can't help you. Sorry.
Yeah.
We went through a lot, and I said to Tricia, certain things that we went through, maybe I handled it much better than I had done in the past, and maybe, like, you know, if we wasn't on that journey together, I don't know if I would have got through certain things in that way. We definitely have. Yeah,
we've helped each other, to be fair. We've definitely.
All right, as you say that, right, let me ask the next question. And what's the time we got here? All right, I got early start in the morning. All right. Age difference. I saw today Lionel Richie.
What's he up to?
He's 70, mid-70s.
Yeah.
His missus is 30. Proper hugging up. I'm like, what the fuck? What's your age limit? AVVs.
38. I'm joking. I don't know. I've never really dated anyone older or younger than me. They've always been my age group.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm not sure.
I would dip my toe in the 60s, Paul.
Would you?
Yeah.
I would. There's some good-looking 60-year-old men that are. Yeah.
I did think you said
they're not geriatric. Like they're not all broke down and old. 60s still quite young, I think. But
in Wakanda, I'm joking. I'm joking. By the way, everybody.
If a 60-year-old came up to you and like put it on you, Trish, that you're gonna entertain it.
I'm not gonna know he's 60 when he's talking to me. Hopefully,
he is when he offers you a baby sham. Come on, girl.
Baby sham. Oh, but
a snowball to us. Oh,
and he offers you, I'll take you home, and he gets his car keys. He hear.
Nah, man. I mean, I never thought. It seemed like such a long time away. I'm 46, so I'm 4 years to 50. And I remember that seemed like such many moons away. And now my 50s, I can see them.
Next month.
And I don't think that before, when I was 30, I thought 50 was so old. Do you understand what I mean? Like, oh my God, what when I get to 50, and now I'm 4 years from it. And I don't feel, obviously, I don't feel as young and supple as I did when I was in my 20s and my 30s. You feel the difference in your body. But my opinion of how old it is, not just being a hypocrite. I'm not doing the 30s and you know what I mean, 30s and you 20 that Jay-Z said or whatever, but it just doesn't seem as old now. I'm in that bracket.
Yeah, I couldn't do
now
younger.
old to me, officially old to me is 80.
Oh damn.
Huh?
I said damn.
No, officially old. Like you're in the old. Yeah, you're in the older category. When like my mum says to me all the time, she's 70. Oh, Trish, I'm old, and I'm like, you're not old yet, babe.
You're not old. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see 70 as old.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, 50s would be my preference. That sort of age. I wouldn't do younger. Slightly
40,
younger.
40.
I probably do about 39, 40.
Got any brothers, Nat?
What's that?
You got any brothers? 39, 40.
No. 40. I could do 40 as a max, but I couldn't do younger.
So someone's asking us, Tricia, what's the youngest? Natalie, what's the eldest? Did you say what's the eldest, Natalie? Did you say?
Yeah, I'd say about 40.
40?
Yeah.
That's 2 years.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's 4. No, yeah, about 40, 42, 42, but the youngest is 36.
Right.
2 years.
I'm not going to do this.
Whereas I would do a 39, 40-ish at a push. Yeah.
Push,
No, I went out with a guy that was younger than me and it bloody well traumatized me. I'd never do it. You know what I mean? Just put me off for life.
Or was he being in an Xbox?
No, it wasn't even that.
Get a keypad.
It just was a whole bunch of things I wouldn't go into on Facebook, but I was older than him. So at the end of the day, I'm older than him and I've already got kind of like a mature mind. So
what was the attraction? It must have been that was a physical attraction then, wasn't it?
No, we were friends for about 3 years before we dated. If I'm 100% honest, I think my brother, I had 2 brothers that died within 6 months of each other and kind of went into that relationship, I guess, on insecurity. And we were friends and I liked him very much as a friend. You know what I mean? So I thought, well, I've always said that I think it's important to have friendship in relationships. So as a friend, he was younger than me, but more mature than some guys that I know that are older than me. But overall, just like, no, it wasn't good. I wouldn't do it.
That's quite dangerous, guys, especially if you've established a friendship with that person, and then you take that next step, and it doesn't work out because potentially you've ruined a friendship with somebody who could have been a friend for life. Yeah,
I agree. But at the same time, I'm willing to take that risk. I'd rather be my dude's good friend, best friend. I mean, he's going to have his male best friends. And at the end of the day, you want your guy to treat you like a friend. For me personally, friendship is an important aspect of a relationship.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. We'll put it out there. Can women be stigmatized?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Devil stigmatized.
We're in love. We're not in love. It's just great sex.
Yeah.
Is it harder to leave that person?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be.
I like that. She cracks me up. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you stay in the relationship for the wrong reasons.
For the wrong reason. For the long reasons.
Yeah. Yeah. Being digmatized is one of them reasons, man. Yeah.
There is such thing as devil dick.
Yeah.
Devil dick. Explain that.
Devil.
Devil dick, you said.
Yeah.
So you call it devil dick? Fuck
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you just like, you know it's not good. You know it's no good. It's trash in real life. But you just stigmatized. That's devil dick.
Can men manipulate a relationship if they know they've got dick power?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. They're like Merlin.
Olu said, ask them if the man can move from friend zone to your man. That's a good question.
Yeah.
It depends. It depends.
It depends.
If you go from friendship to that spark, yeah, but if not, then no. But it is possible.
If you answer that question like a politician, have you ever had a guy from you answer that question like Matt Hancock, yeah?
My mate.
A guy friend could be carrying feelings for you.
Mm-hmm.
And he just said one day he just fuck it. But you've always seen him as a friend.
Yeah.
Is that a spoiler relationship?
No. That's how I got into my last relationship.
Oh really?
Yeah.
And that's the guy, that's the one who cheated.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I tried to defend him, but I was like, rah.
So yeah.
Oh dear. Someone's calling me a dark horse in the comments. Why am I a dark horse, DJ Arminos? People calling you a politician, Natalie.
Who's calling me a politician?
Olu said you're a proper politician.
Olu's got it in for me, you know. He'd be sending it in for me.
Olu's 36, Nat.
Sonia Simpson said men are generally at least 5 years behind us in terms of maturity. So 5 years older is my limit and 0 years younger. And I get exactly what Sonia's saying. That's yeah. Yeah. Because I think I'm quite mature for my age. So if you're going out with someone younger and they're not quite there yet, whose fault is that? Theirs.
And when I was younger, I always thought, you know what? You know, men are immature now. They're dickheads at the moment, but it's fine. When we get into their 30s, they'll know themselves. And it's the worst motherfucking year for you lot. The worst decade. Like, it's
guys,
terrible. Like, what the hell is going on?
Dating guys from Cumberland, yeah, and Kingsford and Royal Docks. Yeah.
But you think when you're younger, you always think, oh, at this age, you've got it figured out. At this age, you'll have it all figured out. And it just doesn't go like that. And you learn that as well. And you learn to accept that.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, definitely.
I always thought, you know, guys in their 20s, when I was a teenager, I thought when you're in your 20s, guys will be more mature. Okay, no. So I thought, okay, when you get into your 30s, definitely men have got it figured out. And that's when you do this and that's when you do that. No,
you
not
see,
necessarily.
You see how you're talking, yeah? This is where I would say that you might be taking the wrong road. Not going wrong, because you're so thinking about what the men should be doing and not concentrate what you about.
No, I'm very, very much so aware of what I've got to be doing. It's just what I realised about my expectations.
Wow.
I had expectations, and that's what I'm saying. I had a lot of expectations of how, when you're younger, like Tricia said, sometimes you think that 50's old when you're in your 20s. But as you get older, actually, it's not old. And it's the same sort of thing. You think that you're going to have it all figured out at this age. You realise that you don't. And you automatically think, oh, no, you know, men are more mature. They know what they want more. They You have all these things in your mind by this age. And then you realise that actually, no, that's not how it, that's not how it is, yeah.
All right, fair enough. All right. You want to ask me something?
One of the memes I wanted to discuss with you, and we're going to try and answer the question, but why don't women approach men more? If a woman was to approach you, would you find that a turn off?
No.
You wouldn't?
I'd be like, what took you so fucking long, sweetheart? You saw me standing here. What's going on? You blood.
Have women approached you?
Huh?
Who's a politician now?
Yeah, lost your hearing all of a sudden.
Yes. Do you know what they have? They have, and it's quite weird. They've approached me more since I've lost weight. I've lost weight and trained in that, and I get.
Teach me.
Huh?
I said, teach me. Shit.
I've got my eye broken. Couldn't eat.
Oh, bless.
No.
Oh.
No, I just trained. I just long story, but it's something to do with diabetes, and I just life change. Yeah, and I could put you in touch with some good people. But yeah, it's really weird. I got approached, and I see. It's like, hang on a minute. So when I was the fat motherfucker, yeah, in the pussy old tracksuits, I was like, oh, okay. Nah. Most women have approached me. They won't come out and blatantly say it. I have had when I've done gigs out of London, or like the Northerners are on it, the Northerners, and the white ones. They're like, oh, fucking, won't mind a bit of you, not like that. Won't mind a bit of you, yeah. Oh, sorry. I mean, it's not a turn off for me. It's not a turn off for me because that strikes, and that's all in approach and how you handle yourself,
Uh-huh.
and how you come across. If you just approach me and you grab my nuts, and I'm like, fuck, all right, fair enough. That tells me what you want.
Yeah.
But if I mean, like
Sexual assault.
For a woman, yes, not for a man.
Yeah.
Oliver said, fear of
if a woman grabs my nuts, that's not a sexual assault. That's just she's got Parkinson's. Sorry.
Women don't approach men because of fear of rejection, but feel no empathy when they dish it out.
True. Who said that? Ola
said that.
Ola, yeah.
DJ Ominous has said no. I would find it quite brave and even attractive.
So I asked him, DJ Anonymous, yeah, what do you think? Right.
Wow.
I'm gonna bag this. If a woman approached it, because some men will think if a woman approaches them, they think, wow, she was a fuck me.
He wants me, innit? Yeah.
Yeah. But that is not always the case.
So let me ask, if you're still watching, DJ Anonymous, answer that question. If a lady or guys in the chat chime in, if a lady approached you, do you automatically think, right, this is an easy bag, I'm gonna fuck this in tonight or in a week because she's approached me? Does it take away her stripes? I guess is what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah, well, for me, I don't automatically assume that, and that's on the delivery. Even if a woman approaches a man, she would do it in a way that it would be tasteful, and even then, when a woman does that, or if a woman does that, what I do know about women, whatever that man comes back with, right, that's that could as an instant, oh fuck, that squeeze a dickhead. Instant, it's a closer, yeah. Or is okay then, let me see what he's got now. Because some women test it on men to see what let me see how this guy's gonna handle this.
Yeah.
And regardless of the guy's depending on the guy's approach determines what's gonna happen next.
Okay.
But Trish, would you ask a guy out?
No, not ask out. Approach.
Approach.
That time, Trish,
I haven't.
Don't lie, Trish. Didn't that time when we...
Look at her face.
Already, no, I don't. I haven't. I think there's a bit of truth. I might not quite like the comment, but there's a bit of truth to it. Like, there is fear of rejection.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I expect guys to approach me, and if I don't like them, I've got to find a way to tell them. So why is my rejection any different to their rejection? It's the same thing. But I think, again, it's just something that my mum always drilled into my head, is that if a guy wants you, he will come for you. Don't be phoning down a guy and making yourself a nuisance behind a man. Say it in the Bayesian accent, Quince.
Huh?
Say it in the Bayesian accent.
Don't let the man take it for Gallus, bit.
Right. Something along them lines, you know. And if I'm 100% honest, there was one guy in particular that I shamelessly loved, and phoned and done all of the things that my mum told me not to do, and it didn't get me anywhere, and I never did it again.
Really?
Yeah.
Right. So look, let's move. Let's take this a bit sideways. Not move it on. Take it sideways.
Yeah.
So that you like a guy, you're feeling this guy, and you're giving this guy the not much to come on, but you're make yourself aware, and then you find out he's without him knowing that you like him, he's gone with someone you know. Would you still go there?
No.
And he don't know that.
No.
And then he finally approaches you after they like broke up or whatever.
Who is the person? Is it my friend or
No,
is she...
that same guy you shamelessly liked, yeah? Where you was undigmatized, yeah? Undigmatized, right? You find out the same guy you like, he has gone with your friend. So he's gone with Natalie. But he didn't know you two were friends.
Okay.
Right. Him and Natalie don't work out. This is imaginary, Nats. Don't take it personal. Yeah? Now you're from Canning Town. You take that shit personal. Yeah? Right. Yeah, so he's had a little something with Nat, didn't work out, and then you back up again, and then he makes his play towards you. Like it's like now he's noticed you. Would you go there?
Me and Nat are too close. So no.
Just imagining.
No, we're too close. If Nat's my sister, so that's like the game sleeping with Khloe Kardashian and Kim Kardashian, as he bloody revealed the other day. But if it was someone I knew of, but she wasn't my friend, I would consider it an acquaintance. You know, like someone that I say hi to.
Someone in the circle, within our raving circles, was me and you rave together. In our raving circles,
yeah,
would it put you off?
It really just depends on who it is. It's case by case. It really depends on who it is. Like I said, if it's just somebody that I say hi to when I see them out, but I don't really know them like that, then I don't really know them like that. But if they're my people, no.
Even though you love the man off?
Even though I loved him off, no.
And you didn't, and he didn't know that you loved him off?
But his preference was Natalie. He didn't come for me first.
But he didn't know that you liked him.
Yeah, but his preference, so he's gone for Natalie. Why does it have to be that he knows that I like him? If he likes me, then he'll come for me. He's not going to go for Natalie if he likes me. You're not going to go for one of my best friends if you like me. I would think not anyway.
So is it to do with you're not dealing with sloppy seconds, or?
No, I just think I just don't want to share dick with my friend.
Yeah.
No, there's some stories I don't want to compare.
They're good. It's literally a red zone after that.
Yeah, no.
Abort mission. Abort. But as her friend, even if she didn't tell him, I would have definitely known that she liked him, so I wouldn't have gone there anyway.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But sometimes, you know what I mean, you can meet somebody and it's now that 6 degrees of separation thing. And the world is small.
It is.
and it's like, oh, you know, so and so seeing something. He's like, well, he was seeing or she was seeing.
Yeah.
And then it plans out different.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. So then technically, if you've had that break, that space, you are indirectly avoiding happiness, because that could be the person. He might have gone around the M25 to catch that person or find that person, but that might be the person who is going to make you happy.
Not in this lifetime. We're gonna have to try again.
I hear your point.
But it's just it would just always feel odd. It would always feel odd, not just like for the person that he was with before, but especially it would always play in Trisha's mind.
Yeah.
Let me
give you a scenario. There was a friend of a friend that I would kind of run into when all of us met up with our mutual friend. And then because we'd seen each other, like, we've got one friend, she's friends with one person and I'm friends with that person. And we all meet, talk, laugh. We've gone to the occasional rave, but our mutual friend is the glue, is what makes us friends. There was one guy that was talking to me, but he had dated her like 17 years ago. And she still felt like it was inappropriate for me to continue to talk to him, even though it was like 17 years ago. And we and I were not the best of friends. We share a best friend, if that makes sense. So I'm best friends with her best friend, but we're not best friends. But it was inappropriate for me
to go there
17 years later.
Fucking hell, that must be some good ass dick, boy. 7 years. Jesus,
I don't even think it was that deep. I think it was just, well, girl code. If I've been there, then you shouldn't go there. So, whereas if it was our mutual best friend, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But I'm not as close with her. We're around each other. And this is someone you dated 17 years ago. And if he's talking to me, I do not see what the issue is. I didn't go there with the guy in the end, but I'm just using that as an example to show you that some people, it matters, let alone if it's people in your camp. If people in your camp, I just wouldn't go there. I just wouldn't go
17 years ago?
No, the 17 years ago, it made her uncomfortable and I took that into consideration. But I didn't, I was just, I don't get your point, love. You know what I mean? If she dated him 17 years ago, we're not that tight. But I took her feelings into consideration and that was that. Plus I didn't really, the guy wasn't really worth making enemies over anyway. But he wasn't. But my circle, my close circle, even close acquaintances, I wouldn't sleep with their man. Or if they broke up with their man 2 years later, I go to my friend and say, oh, is it acceptable? Can I date him now? Nah, because I know that wouldn't sit well with me.
Well, what about the mum that ran off with her daughter's son, daughter's man, while she was in labour?
Having baby.
Yeah, but that was some Jeremy Cole shit. You know, they look like Jeremy Cole back in contestants.
Definitely a Brookside, Hollyoaks.
Yeah, that was it. That was some dingle shit right there. I did see that. As soon as I saw her, and I shouldn't judge people, I was like, nah, that's some dingle shit. That's another level. That's definitely another level.
Ladies in the chat, chime in and let me know. Would you approach a guy? Producer Emma, let us know if there's any comments in the chat. Ladies would approach a man. If so, how do you do it? And if not, why would you not?
I couldn't, because I'm just not built that way. I'm not like that in relationships or when it comes to like the opposite sex. I'm not like bold enough. So I couldn't do it. I'd die. Because I'm just too. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
No. Well, I have.
You've approached the guy.
Hi. Yeah, well, I like what you did there. I like what you did there.
No.
So, in a situation, I knew the guy, and I didn't know he was dating the mother of his children. Didn't know at the time.
Right.
I knew his mother of his children's sister, and they had a child together. And it was about 10 years after, 10 years. And then we met. And then there was a spark. She knew me from back then. And then I basically knew something happened. She told me who the father of the child was.
Right.
So I rang him and told him.
Right.
Because I knew that where it was going.
Right.
So was that wrong of me to do that?
No.
No.
Was it wrong of her to do that? To go there?
Did you say you was tight with him?
We socialized.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think there's
It was 10 years after.
10 years after. He's not your brethren.
No, you weren't in my Christian.
Okay.
Right.
Is that how you determine your brethren?
He went in it.
He wasn't at my christening, so no, he's not my brethren.
He went in my phone book then. He went in my phone book.
Went in your phone book.
If we saw each other, we laid each other up.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. But I don't think that's wrong.
And that was the only reason why, out of respect, I rang him.
Right. I don't think that's wrong.
No?
Nah.
But you two wouldn't do it.
It just, like I said, it depends on, like I said to you earlier, with the guy that she had dated 17 years ago, I did not see the hoo-ha. And if I had dated him, I wouldn't have felt no way, because again, she's not my friend. And this is not someone that you're currently dating. Or that you broke up with in the last 5 years. We're talking 17 years ago. So I didn't see the hoo-ha. What I'm saying is, if we socialize to the point where you come to my house and I go to your house, or, we're a little bit more than acquaintances, I'm not going to want to sleep with your guy. No.
No.
So very close friends and close acquaintances, I wouldn't do that.
Oh, no,
People I just hail up with, oh, your dress is cute or your shoes look cute, and I see them every 2 years in the dance. I don't care about that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, a lot of women are saying they're too shy. Sammy Joe said, I would approach a guy, but would have to have an inkling that he liked me before doing so. So then guys are saying, so you need some kind of assurance then, huh? And without going through the conversation, I'm probably assuming that they're saying, well, why do you feel like you need assurances, but we're expected to not have those assurances and still approach you?
It's up to you. If you don't need them assurances as a man and you approach anyway, that's on you. There are still certain men that need assurances though before they approach a woman. So I think it really does depend on the individual, because there are still some men that need assurances, and if you guys want to do it without the assurances, that's up to you. But
what do you mean?
Well,
What assurance do we need?
I wouldn't want to. I don't know. He's you know, I think he was questioning it as in like, why, you know, as she said, why would you need assurances when they don't? If you don't and you guys are happy to do that, that's fine. But I think it depends on the individual, because there are some men that still need a little something or a little inkling or a little something to know that a girl likes them before they approach. And then there's some guys that just go, that dive straight in.
Olu's saying men readily accept that they could be rejected.
Well, I could say to you ladies that rejection has helped me no end to become the comedian I am today. And I'm being real, because listen, I'd rather get ejected by a woman than get rejected on the stage. And sometimes a rejection to a woman, it determines and shapes you for it builds your character. Mm-hmm. And it's that thing of you can either ride or die, and it's okay, then you dust off and then you come back. It's out there, it's like the Serengeti, you know what I mean? Not all lions get killed, you know. Sometimes they go after the thing and then and they swipe it and they don't necessarily catch it. It's all right. Catching the rebound, 3 kids down. I catch you with reality lick ya. Yeah. So it is so.
Oh, look at this.
I'm grateful for you rejecting me. Go on.
So Destiny said, I did. That was way later in my life. Was in a relationship with him for nearly 4 years. In hindsight, he wasn't ready, had issues. Oh, I thought it was going to end happily. I saw that in a relationship for 4 years and I thought it was going to end happily. But yeah, he wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready, no?
No. He wasn't ready. I don't know. I don't know. Natalie, you're not going to ever get to a stage where you would approach a man, no?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Never ever.
No. I'm not like, I'm extroverted with my friends and my family, but there's certain situations that I'm not like that. And that is one of them situations. I'm not outgoing when it comes to men and stuff like that. I've been in like 2 really long relationships in my life. That's my experience with men. Like, I'm not like, you know, kind of thing. So I'm not exuding confidence when it comes to guys. I just don't. So it's definitely not on my to-do list.
Yeah.
Honestly, it makes me, it gives me anxiety.
Because you don't want to go down this the rejection thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get it. As a female, you know what I mean? No one wants to be rejected.
I think for me, it was drilled in my head that men like to do the chasing. Men think that you're loose when you approach them. They don't have respect for you. You know if a man wants you if he comes to get you, but if you're going out and hunting the man, at what point do you know if you've gone out and hunted the man? At what point? And he might have gone along with it, but you might not be what he really wanted. But sometimes you'd be like, oh, fuck it, I ain't got nothing better to do, so let me just roll with it. So it's those kind of things that I grew up with, as well as if the man's going to be the provider, and the man's the provider and he's the head, then I kind of, it's old school, I know, don't kill me people, but I kind of feel like then, yeah.
You both got it?
No, I'm here. Can you see me?
Oh yeah, sorry, I can't see that.
Yeah, Nat should be back in a minute.
No, I hear you. I hear you. I think that is women. There's nothing wrong with you approaching a man you like. It's just how you go about approaching that man, without him thinking, right, I've bagged myself some lockdown sex.
Sorry guys, my phone just had a message. It said Zoom is making your phone.
Making your phone what?
She's frozen, so it's obviously making her phone freeze, boy. It's okay. Probably making her phone hot. All right. So with that said, we've been on for 2.5 hours. It has gone quick. Good shows usually go quick, and they usually last about 2.5 hours. So let me Natalie's just frozen on the screen. So let me just end Natalie. And then she can come back. She'll come back when she's thing. But talk to me about your Friday night show, Quince, and what projects have you got going on? What's going on quickly before
So I'm on the 5th episode of Extra Time Friday. So Extra Time Friday was born from my radio program, which we did last week or week before. And I'm just basically there to change the narrative alongside another guy called Nick, who's helping me with production.
Right.
And how can I put it now? I'm tired of seeing mainstream speak on Black issues and we're not in the conversation.
Right.
And there are, see how we're having this today? This could be technically a segment for a show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Vanessa, all due respect to Vanessa Phelps, she can't speak for you or Natalie or any other person.
Yeah.
We have relationships. We have ups and downs as a community. So why can't we get that across? So the show, it's a light entertainment show. That is something which it's important to me. For those who ain't seen it, it's on every Friday, 9 p.m. And you go to Stomping Pictures, YouTube and Facebook.
Stomping Pictures.
Stomping Pictures.
Okay, can you put that in the comments, and then we can share it out and promote it on our page and stuff like that.
Yeah. So basically, I'll put that there. So and it's been really getting great feedback.
Yeah. I saw you had Shauna Scoffrey on there.
Yeah. So the last show, Shauna Scoffrey, Jay Blades from the BBC One repair shop. He was been on there.
Yeah.
And we've got some good guests this week. I mean, I can't reveal yet, but from tomorrow, I'm not finding the balance, but it's the identity of the show is leveling itself out.
Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not anything. So we said that we're going to do 6 to 8 episodes.
Right.
And then the plan is to take the show live.
Okay.
To different parts in bars and stuff like that. So
yeah, we want to do that with No Bravado as well.
Yeah, and it's done. And I think with Boris, I'm just typing in the thing with Boris saying what he's going to do now. Hopefully by June time, we can start doing that. So
yeah.
Have that conversation. I think that the raving scene is going to be changing. Not everybody's going to be going out, rushing out just like that. And I think that
definitely
what I've discovered is there is a market and a yearning for entertainment, and not just Black entertainment, but seeing Black people from all walks of life and showing off different talents. You know what I mean, and what they're about. So yeah, that's what the show is. So it's really good. So
it sounds wicked.
Yeah, I like my little show.
All right, so your radio shows, tell us where we can find you there. And
yeah, so I'm on tomorrow morning. I'm actually talking to a lady who is Equality for Black Nurses. Speaking to her tomorrow. Okay. I didn't realise the amount of Black nurses and how Black people are treated in the NHS, and she fights their cases as she's a nurse as well.
Yeah,
that's on tomorrow. So I'm on Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays.
That's a lot of shows.
4 shows, yeah. Monday.
Your favoritism over there at Supreme.
No, I'm just better than the best of them. That's all. No. I just Mondays is 6 hours, marathon Mondays, but Thursdays is the only show I play music. It's all conversation, all debates, and others co-hosts are on the platform. I just got to say, it's very grateful to a lady called Janelle Rayburn, who is my co-host on Extra Time Friday.
Right.
Just came along and she's doing really, really well. And I'm about just giving people opportunities, you know what I mean? And hopefully if whoever comes on the show, like if I invite you guys on the show and it bounces from you going to something else, I can say, look, do you know what, we're a part of that.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? So yeah, so 4 days a week, Looking forward to tomorrow's show, and I enjoy the conversation. Enjoy the chat.
Yeah, you're a good person to talk to. You're easy to talk to.
And my career, it has helped me that way. That's what I do for a living. And sometimes, I mean, I hate when you come in. Like, I've watched a couple of the Bravado shows, and it isn't all ratchet. You know what I mean? We have these conversations. So, and what I love about what we're doing here is like, I can see you out at a special touch, Abu Dhabi stamp, plug.
Yeah. Thank you for doing my job. Trying to get these men to book. Oh, dear. Yeah,
but I can see, but no, they will book, but right now, because you know the flights are like 600%. So going abroad is going to be like triple the price.
No, I think because Goods had secured packages for 2020, and then we didn't get to go, and we managed to negotiate. Well, Goods managed to negotiate that we can freeze what we have, but we've got no control over future packages, but we can freeze them. So the prices are not too bad, actually. They're more or less the same as they were last year, and you get an extra day. And actually, whilst I'm saying this, guys, no bravado, guys, you get £30 off if you book. £30 off per person if you book. So yeah, please look at booking stamp Abu Dhabi. But yeah, back to you, Quincy. You were saying?
Yeah, I just want to ask quickly, because it's going to go down this road. The vaccine passport.
Right. Yeah.
They're talking about it. So that's gonna play a part.
Stressing me out.
Not just for stamp, but going away. Because as you know, I lost my father and we want to take him back. And that's like we're being forced into it. Regardless of what options they're saying, we're going to be forced into taking it. If you want to go abroad, that's it.
That's what you're going to have to do.
Walking into certain hospitalities, that's going to be the new ID.
Yeah.
And that's a conversation I will mind coming back with you guys and talking about, because we can talk all that talk, but it's well, how do we as a community, because our community is being targeted. And our community is being the one disproportionately being who are dying. So it's like, how do we just say, "Mina, I do it," or do we have that conversation? How could we find ways to basically have a discussion? Because I've gone from I ain't doing it to now I have to, like, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, this has always been my kind of fear, to be fair, from the beginning. I've always said this, Natalie. Right now, I'm still categorically saying I am not doing it, but it's something that I would have to think long and hard about if they're saying I can't get out of the country ever, forever and ever, ever, amen. It's something I'd have to think about, because
it's not even about the country, Tricia. It's about, they're talking about if you want to go to the theatre, venues.
Oh, business.
No, but
Natalie will tell you I don't like coming at my house these days anyway. I don't care. It's I was saying to the girls them yesterday.
Stuck here.
I was saying to the girls them yesterday, if they have a festival in Finsbury Park, I would just go and stand up outside the barriers and dance outside the barriers. I know business. But it's, if I cannot leave this country ever again, that's my problem. That's my problem.
Do you know what I really feel sorry for? I feel sorry for the pro-black people. We have to go back to Babylon and repatriate to Africa. What the vaccine?
No, well, my nan is so cute. My nan and granddad. My granddad don't leave the house. He just don't leave the house anyway. He's like that. And so my nan has always said from day dot, "I'm not getting no vaccine. I'm not doing it." Rare. She's been very adamant. Tricia's laughing because she knows. Adamant. So then they phoned my granddad first and offered it to him. And my granddad's like, okay, like whatever. And my nan's like, "What are you doing it for? You don't go nowhere." And she's cussing him out for doing it. He goes, "Well, I've got nothing to lose." And we're like, "Well, we've got something to lose. Like, you don't go out. You don't need to take it." Anyway, he took it, man, and cussed him off for filth for days. So maybe like 2 weeks later, they called my nan just to inquire, you know. They didn't apply no pressure. 2 now, she's going to get her jab done in Stratford on Friday. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know. My nan went from, I'm not doing it, to, oh yes, the nurse called me, I'm going to take my jab on Friday.
What do you think changed their mind?
My nan was giving it the big one. That's what my nan was doing. I love my nan to death, but she was giving it large, as they say. And I think my nan's older Caribbean as well, so she's more compliant. So if the people then call me, she don't want to hear it. She don't want the pressure. She's gonna just do it. Because they didn't apply pressure. I was asking her, has she thought about doing it? So they didn't even ask you to do it. And you've booked yours in for Friday, and now she's trying to convince me to do it. So yeah, it's just literally on the person.
I do think we should have another. You should definitely come back on again, Quincy. It's been a great conversation.
Yeah, definitely.
I do think I will say that I remember when I was saying this the other day to the girls. When this corona thing first came about, remember how many black people was getting it? And then there was all these memes that were going out where people were literally doing, when we realized that black people can't get corona, and they were break dancing and spinning on their heads and all sorts of things. So I don't understand how we've gone from not getting it.
You know why?
Now we're the biggest concern.
Because the government watched our memes. I done a show and they're getting too happy. I done a show the 14th of March last year, was my last one of my last shows, and I was on stage in front of white people telling them corona is white people's Ebola.
Right.
And I think someone must have shared it to Boris Johnson then, man, because it's like, oh, okay.
I don't think the figures are factual.
Yeah,
I think that they, people have been swabbing mangoes, for fuck's sake, and it's coming back positive. Do you know what I mean? So stupid things like that. So I'm like, what's the agenda behind this vaccine? We don't have the best history with taking vaccines for our greater good, and so I don't want to be a guinea pig. Without sounding like a conspiracy theorist, I just don't want to be a guinea pig. I want to watch and see how it plays out. But if it means that I cannot leave this country ever again in my life, I would have to think long and hard if I'm going to do it or not.
Well, before I go, this is the only time I will let someone in front of me in the queue. Yeah. Go on, mate. You go on.
Yeah. And like you said earlier, the hospitality industry, all of the things, like you can't sing, you can't dance, all the things that connect with your soul, you can't do. You can't rave, you can't
go hairdresser.
You can't go to the hairdressers, you can't just
do your eyebrow.
Yeah, you can see I don't want to say it's an agenda, but it kind of feels like it is.
It does. And what they would do, they would target communities. They would target. So like when you had the black promoters put their events on, they would check. They would check to see if it's COVID free, is a COVID certificate, and if you had to check. They would do all that just to shut it down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that a lot. I'll have to have the conversation with you guys. I think that
we'll come back.
The black community needs to have the conversation about it. I've openly said it. I'm in two minds.
Yeah, I'm in two minds.
I'm in two minds.
Well, I'm definitely, I'm 99.9% no at this moment in time.
Well, that's not change your mind then, is it?
No, my mind, like I said, if, for instance, my mum said, look, I want to get out of here. I mean, it doesn't make sense taking the vaccine to get out of the country and then your intestines falls out. Yeah,
there's more than coming out of the country for me. I won't be able to earn. I'm doing shows, like I've been booked for shows already this week, and I know they're going to be talking to me about vaccine or else, because I'm in a situation. Do I say wrong and strong? So I mean, listen, I ain't doing it.
I just think you should be given the option to test. Like, test.
That's what they said they're going to do for now. That's what they said. Apparently, I saw that in the news, but you don't know how they can change, how they're gonna.
They're gonna handle us like WhatsApp, yeah. They're gonna do us like WhatsApp, yeah. You've got a choice: either you can take it or you don't, but you're gonna be limited to the shit you get, or can go. That's not a choice.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
my wine's finished.
So Instagram, just shout us out quickly. Where can they find you, Quince?
Instagram is at Quincy Comedian, aka Cockney Prince, or same as the Facebook or my business page, Quincy 71 2020. All right, so you can link me up.
Put that in the chat as well, and then yeah.
People. But apart from that, all I can ask people, please support Extra Time Friday night, the nighttime edition. I'm so proud of it, and I put it out there for those who have seen it. Production wise, it's up there with Graham Norton.
Oh, well done.
That is, it isn't no shabby thing. I've teased.
Yeah, from the trailers alone, you can see that.
Yeah, the money we put in, and the guys. I've got some good guys helping me, and I've got some good support. You know what I mean? So all I can ask is please like, please share, and just up the numbers, and I will put it in the group.
Absolutely, will do. Well, it's been a pleasure, and you're gonna. Would you be a regular?
Listen, anything for when we got Beijing Blight, ain't there for you.
All right then.
Ain't going nowhere. Ain't going nowhere.
All right.
I'll see you Asda's.
All right, cool.
Tuesday, the cheap day.
On Morrison.
You know one.
See you later.
Bye.
Trish.
Yeah, you pick your nose, sweetheart. You pick your nose.
I'm not picking my nose.
Oh,
it's me.
Oh, you picking your nose?
Turn
off the cameras, guys. Once again, thanks for chiming in, supporting us, making our group great. We love you, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. I just wanted to remind them about what next this Saturday. So as most of you already know, I run an initiative called What Next? About empowering change, reform and independence in the community. I started it July the 4th, 2020. And it's just, as we said, creating real change in the community by having our own independence. Our next event is this Saturday. It's a free event. I will post the link to the event page. So yeah, it'll be great to have you guys. If you could attend, it's a webinar because of obvious reasons, but it would be great to have you guys part of that as well.
Definitely. I'm getting nervous. I forgot it was this Saturday. It's this Saturday.
I know.
Yeah, no, that's good. We'll post it up in the group anyway so that everyone can see. And we'll be back in 2 weeks, but we'll be with you guys daily, putting the updates and the memes. By all means, post what you want and we'll approve it if it's not too out of order. And just keep the energy going. We love it. This is a brilliant group. Platform is growing, loving it. So yeah, we will be with you in the group tomorrow, and we'll see you for our next live in 2 weeks. I think it's the 9th of March.
Already?
Yeah, I think in 2 weeks it will be the 9th of March.
Wow. Thank you, guys.
In 2 weeks it'll be the 9th of March. So yeah, that will be our next live, but we will be with you in the group, debating, share, send us your questions. And yeah, love you. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Nat. Love you. Bye,
bye. I'm going to call you now.
Yeah, anyway.
So see you later, guys. Talk to you in a minute, Trish.
Yeah. Bye.